I think hitting it actually got heard on my end. I started my recording and there's a very tiny click. Anyway, hi, welcome back to the Singularity War,
Woo!
aka audio drama. Not that kind of drama though. We're working on some stuff. You may or may not even hear it in the final product. But Dallas is doing battle with technology once more. Anyway, real quick, before we go anywhere, I fight off the urge to do a big yawn, as always.
All right, is
real
this
quick.
working?
Yeah. Wait.
Can
There
you
was a
hear it?
little bit of squeak at the end, but
Did I fix it?
okay.
I can't notice it right now.
Yeah, I don't hear
Okay.
it. Right now. I think we're good. We're better.
All right. So I
If it
figured
happens
out
again,
the
it's okay.
entire saga of this. If you wanna know.
Oh, there's.
Let me do the
yeah.
patron read real quick before we get into
Okay,
that.
sure. I will, because it's fucking wild. Oh, freaking wild.
It's okay, Dallas. It was already 30 seconds.
Okay, good.
Anyway, all right. Hey, patrons. Brought to you by our patrons like Adam Hart, Black SG, Call Me Zed, Carlos, Dragonflight, Iceberg, Jeremy Vasquez, Jenny Vina, Jeff Page, Jonathan Sandoval, Chris Charlie, Legendary Boss Hunter, William Kessler, Regent Raptor, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Trevor, Shumpire, some guy named Bob, and Baron the Crow. Thank you very much for your support. I started counting on my fingers. I don't know why. I stopped myself because there's more than 10 of you. Anyway. All right. Yes. So, what was it, Dallas?
So, because I was running a game, the audio was being routed through the game and through Discord. So it was feedbacking on itself or something.
Oh, like you were in like Discord overlay or something dumb.
Yeah, so I can't play a specific game while doing this.
Well, very well. I'll just take your complete undivided attention. Okay, welcome.
Oh no,
to
I'm
the
still going to be playing
Singularity
XCOM.
You can't stop it.
War. Yeah, it's fine.
I guess we've never seen Dallas actually at full brain.
No, it's because I have ADHD. It's really that simple.
Honestly, I feel like Dallas self-distracting is probably better than letting Dallas just be bored and freewheel.
Remember the fucking the first episode of the Dinosaur LP where that was me at my most distracted? Do you want that Dallas back?
I don't remember that well. Aaron, how do you remember
No, that was a weird one. Anyway, hot. So we're here. We're doing Singularity War. We're doing not quite time skip, but we're gonna take a couple days of downtime. Basically, because we're not firmly cleaving to what hour and day of the week everything is. But basically, when you guys did the ski job, you planned to do it basically as like a little weekend trip. So depending on when you actually started that as your cover, there was that, and then a couple of days later you did the sub job. So last session was like probably on like a Monday or Tuesday. We're basically going to skip forward a few days to like the start of the next weekend. So everybody has a few days to get themselves together and everything. Obviously make sure you're getting plenty of rest, so everybody refresh your strain thresholds. If you are actually down any wounds, which you don't think anybody is right now, you can refresh several of those. I don't actually think if you got like 3 or less, you're fine.
Okay, I have some questions.
All right. Well, let's see. It's on my just upkeep stuff. But basically, what we're gonna do is bounce around a few scenes during the week.
Cool.
Before your next big thing happens, and I would actually like to start with my first one of these with Claymore.
Oh.
One, because I'm going to give lucky things to think about with numbers.
Shit. I need it. Let me get out fucking pen and paper here.
And 2, I believe that this will probably work as a setup for maybe some other questions that some other people have down the line, or I may have clarifying questions for other people. So basically, the first step here is gonna be, I believe you have gone for calling an all hands meeting of your new gang.
Yes.
Which is Onigashima, the Island of Demons.
Yeah.
So we're going to start here because basically Lucky's going to start beta testing a new mechanic. I haven't really fleshed out, but will probably be a thing later.
Cool.
We're calling this, business ventures or venture capital. It'll be just ventures for short. because the Onigashima is a criminal venture. We'll probably have a couple. It won't actually matter, but for the sake of differentiation, there'll probably be a couple categories.
Actually, that makes me want to ask a question.
Okay, yeah.
Odin technically has a legal business, so would that more count under like the investment, like the small investments,
So that
like talent, or would that be a different type of like a smaller
that
scale?
depends. See, this is why I did want to start with this. That probably depends on what you actually want to do with the agency, because ventures is definitely meant to be a money sink kind of thing. It will probably passively generate you some capital, like the homesteads and small businesses in the Star Wars RPG did, but that'll be very low compared to the amount of money you're going to need to put in. So if you're just trying to make a little like extra cash on the side regularly, sound investments is a much smarter way to do it. But if you wanted to expand your business in a sense similar to what I'm about to introduce for Onigashima, I can start sketching out some milestones and stuff for your venture. This may also be relevant to things Dallas has talked about doing. Well, but I don't have any again, I don't have any like background from either of that yet. So let's go with what I very clearly have, because Lucky likes to be goal and oriented and set very clear boundaries of things, which makes it very easy to work a literal milestone based system full of categories.
There's a reason why I talk my ideas out loud where Omega can see them.
Yes. Sometimes that means you get first in line coverage for new rules. So, ventures, whatever you want to invest money into, an enterprise, gangs, mom and pops, microcorps, whatever, you're going to work on this. You might get some kickbacks. Mechanically, the most basic thing this does is think of it basically like once per session, you get an extra one of your little favor talents.
Oh, okay, neat.
If you need Onigashima to do something, you can call them. It is probably not necessarily limited to a small favor, but I don't have a firm system for like what your setups are, but you can call them once per session to do stuff. You need them to like come pick you up in a car. Easy enough. You need them to drop off a car, kind of a thing. Think of it just like Saints Row. You need a squad of minions to show up somewhere. They can do that.
Okay.
There are other more complex things we'll probably get going as we upgrade a few things. My water bottle is very far away from me for some reason, so please hold for a sec. I'm going to go grab it real quick.
A perfect opportunity to practice your telekinesis. Unlock that shit.
Unfortunately, Africa is not an option, Loth.
Son of a bitch.
Let's see.
There's 3 African countries.
All right, so you call all hands.
Yes.
Since currently you don't really have a proper hangout place to hold the combined memberships of 2 gangs, you are at several dozen people, probably close but not over the limit of 3 digits,
Oh, wow.
Sub 100, but there are definitely like there was at least 3 dozen guys in each gang, so you're probably in your high 70s, low 80s number of people.
Okie dokie.
And because you're a scary motherfucker, everybody shows up. Everybody comes to the all hands meeting. Nobody wants to be the guy who didn't show up. This does mean that there's probably like 10 of these guys who are like half asleep or hungover or still drunk or high or whatever. But
they here. That's all that matters.
Yeah, they're trying.
Their buddies got him here. It's like, man, you do not want to miss this meeting. One time in your life, you need to be here.
Yeah, so basically, I'm picturing this as you're in a abandoned parking lot in Little Rajamon, which has basically been turned into a pseudo junkyard.
Yeah.
This is where people park cars that become abandoned.
Yeah.
So you're standing in the center of this parking lot under a convenient street lamp, and just there's like I said, several dozen of these guys, all done up, sitting on cars, sitting on their bikes. Standing around, milling around. So, first of all, I said that there would be some natural costume changes as you've opened up your customize your gang tab. So first of all, you have 2 what I'm tentatively calling captains or management.
Yes.
You have 2 high level NPCs, and in my notes when I write these, I'm going to say that generally these NPCs should be considered to be loyal to the involved PC. They're not going to like turn on you at the drop of a hat. It'll probably be like you'd have to roll some really serious despair results or set up something very narratively bad that really annoys them to get them to flip on you. So generally, you can trust your management tier to do stuff for you. So we've got Peachy Boy and Onryo. So Peachy Boy has a much more dramatic makeover. Previously, he was described as wearing very loud, goldenish patterned suit. He has now swapped that in for a normal, new, fresh cut black suit jacket and pants.
Mhm.
Got some kind of like dark, polished, leather shoes. Still has his big old belt buckle. His undershirt is now that same kind of like shiny metallic gold color with the popped collar, obviously.
Mhm.
His hair is still dyed kind of pink, but now it's more of a darker pink color.
Yep.
And on the back of his suit jacket, there is a flaming Oni skull in red and gold threads, basically. And he's still got his, dark, black but gold rimmed, sunglasses on.
Okie dokie.
Onryo's look is a little less dramatic. She's still basically wearing the same thing, stumpy combat boots, jean shorts or hot pants, tank top, jacket, ball cap. But now wherever she had, I mentioned before, she had streaks of like neon blue and purple. Wherever that is now added with a third neon red stripe.
Cute.
And that includes in her hair. And so those are your two, management tier positions. And then you've got some lower level NPCs who are with them. So we do a round of introductions. Peachy Boy introduces you to his, his immediate underlings. Also, no, this isn't in the doc yet. I told you, we're beta testing here.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, we're not that far. Oh shoot, I probably should have wrote spec work before then if you guys wanted to do any of that in downtime, but that's okay. You have other new toys. But so Peachy Boy introduces you to his basically 4 leads in formerly the Kintaro.
Mm-hmm.
So he introduces you to Koi in tech. Young woman, probably only like 17 or 18, wearing kind of like a dress kind of like how Jack used to dress with her last set of armor. She's in like utilitarian like techie coveralls that probably she could like pull all the way up and like sleeve up to be like a full body jumpsuit. Got like smudges of like grease and machine oil here and there. She works in tech. Elkhorn is drugs. He is probably about Peachy Boy's age, kind of darker skin, smooth shaved bald head. Got some tattoos and piercings. Introduces himself. The Kintaro's best muscle is called Tusk. He actually has basically his fashion sense and his general vibe was very much like Peachy Boy, except he's a head taller and maybe not twice as broad, but definitely much broader in the shoulder. Big tough boy. He does actually have like the implant fangs in his lower jaw.
Oh wow.
So he's got a little bit of the Tusk look going, and he's just a big, scary lad. Claymore, you would probably recognize him. He's not the one who was at the front of the group that confronted you guys at the shrine that you scared off, but he was part of that team and was part of the, expeditious retreat.
Okay.
So, he's basically graduating from a background guy to actually having a name. And this would probably go a while to explain why the Kintaros took you so seriously, because I retconned it that one of their toughest boys was there.
Nice.
And his last LT is Cho, who is in charge of girls and stuff. She herself is, a younger lady, tan skin, bleach blonde hair, lots of, flashy modern patterns and colors in her outfit. Got like a designer messenger bag slung over her back, kind of a thing. Constantly checking her phone for updates. And then on the night parade side, Onra introduces you to her 3 main leads. She introduces you. This is Grieve. Grieve is a character. I say this like they're not all characters, but some of them have more in-depth designs than most. To picture Grieve, who is the Night Parade's tech person. She has kind of like very pale, almost white blonde hair, pale skin, definitely doesn't get enough sunlight. Dark circles under her eyes. She's wearing AR specs that are basically constantly doing that anime shiny glasses thing.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Opaqued out. She at first you think she's wearing a lab coat, but the sleeves have been torn off, and Grieve has not only cyber arms, but also has the secondary set of servo limbs. So she's got 4 arms,
Sick.
which are basically poking out of her lab coat, and it lets her type and do other stuff faster. Then the others are Shin, who Omrio just says is vehicles, so he handles acquiring new vehicles and running street races. He looks like a fairly normal one of the Night Parade, hoodie with some neon or hooded jacket with some neon lighting, pants, riding boots, got like a big, dark blue dyed, section at the front of his hair kind of a thing. And then the Onryo's last LT is known as Cuddy, and she is in sales. Again, pretty normal look for the Night Parade. Dark, long coat, riding boots, gloves. Doesn't have a lot of the extra like neon coloring in her hair or her clothing, so she looks a lot more, subtler and reserved than the others. And I will just. No, it's double D.
Oh, it's Cuddy. I thought it was Cutty.
Yes. No, not Cutty. I thought about spelling it that way, but I decided to spell it Cuddy.
Seeing it spelled with a C just looks wrong.
Well, that's how this is spelled. And 2 Ds. So yeah, they go through all this stuff, introduce everybody, make sure we're caught up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Peachy Boy kind of gives you the general vibe because you dumped quite a lot of money on them last time.
Yeah.
3K a pop, basically, to have them get their shit together, which is kind of kickstarted how this thing with milestones and your venture is going to work. So, you've told them to basically, reorganize everything, get everybody's shit together. They're all here to talk business. So Peachy Boy basically gives you the rundown. Now that they've, brought the 2 groups together, we've got more muscle, more vehicles, more tech. He gestures between several people and says, thanks to, Orio's people's expertise, we actually had 4 bootleg FacFabs. Now we've got a 5th one up and running to produce, electronics, car parts, guns, whatever. Those are all good. We're much better networked and stuff. But the way I see it, we got 3 main areas we could improve in. And so, basically, like I said, ventures are supposed to be kind of a money sink option. The more money you pour in, the more ranked up everybody gets to keep progressing. So the first area that they propose we can improve in is basically distribution and networking. So right now, Onigashima technically represents the majority of street crime in Little Rajaman. Not the entirety, because you still have, independent operators, whether those guys are like freelance drug dealers, pickpockets, fences, whatever. And you still get some what is technically street level crime by low level mooks in Yamabushi Kai.
Mm-hmm.
They're the Yakuza's not so like stratified that they've entirely like taken themselves out of street level shit. But with the 2 main named street gangs, now 1 street gang, you've got the majority of it. So basically what Peachy Boy is proposing is that now that they've got, access to more vehicles and more manpower, they could start building contacts and customers in neighboring districts. There's only like so much cash and resources they can bring in this neighborhood without getting too much heat in their home district,
Mm-hmm.
So basically you could improve distribution and networking so that they would, be able to get more manpower on couriers and vehicles. They could transport drugs out, cash back, get extra security for these trips, and basically build contacts outside to get more friendly, find places to sell more goods, get more transport jobs, and ultimately this would also work towards improving the quality of their vehicles. Right now, you've got basically cycles of several types between everybody, and the Kintaros themselves are mostly operating, sedans, panel vans if you need to show up with a bunch of dudes kind of a thing. They could start working their way up, utility vehicles, stop driving economy compact cars, start getting some, company car type sedans and stuff. Maybe even acquire, a few minibuses. And if you kept upgrading this, they could start getting like serious shit. If you put enough cash into this, they could start, going out of town and like buying, nomad spec Jeep trucks and stuff. Get you real shit. And also, I should say before I finish this whole spiel, I'll tell you the cash values at the end. But basically, in my notes, there's 2 ways to improve on a milestone. You can just throw cash at your problem. You can just hand them stacks of cash and be like, "You fix this," and they will beg, borrow, or steal or buy whatever they need. Or you can also use narrative solutions. If to improve your network and your distribution, Peachy Boy says that they could use, better quality raw materials to, produce more drugs so they can sell more outland. Or they could just use more contacts in neighboring neighborhoods. So you could just, make connections, introduce them, and narratively meet these requirements. The second one is pretty simple because I'll kind of, just so you don't have to, you can still give them the spiel if you want, but if you don't have to repeat yourself because we've talked about this out of character and we're kind of in vignette time.
Yeah.
If you have explained to them your general idea to like crunch this down into 3 or so circles of business, one of which will be the protection racket type stuff.
Yeah.
Peachy Boy will say, well, one of the things we can improve on is armaments and our own security.
Hmm.
We've got the ability to make small arms with fac fabs, but these are mostly print shit. Just shit you can find on the internet. They're not necessarily high quality. If we get some actual machine tools, we could start producing higher quality guns. We could even start modding our guns. It means we could sell better shit and have better shit. But this means we need, raw materials. We need better tools. We might even need some new bloops, kind of a thing. So basically, your second milestone you can work on is armaments and security. If you pour more money in this will not only mean they make more money overall, but also your gang members will be better armed. Right now, if you summoned a bunch of minions, they'd probably have, knives and pistols. If you pour money into this, they can start upgrading to be like, higher quality, heavy pistols, eventually shotguns and rifles. And if you want to keep going, they can get into the restricted shit.
Fabs, mats, and bloops.
And then the last one is Onryo kind of steps in and starts talking about property, facilities. I know you said to find a nice place to settle in, and I've managed to spruce up the garage, get some more people housed. But what we really need is a high quality base of operations. We can't be having all our meetings in the middle of a parking lot. This is just the only place where we could fit all these people. We have a few different bases of operation, but none of them are centralized. I don't really think that Peachy Boy's Ma's restaurant can, fit all of us. Peachy Boy just kind of creases his lapels. So we could use acquiring some property, and specifically something with good infrastructure, like real power lines and fiber optic cables. If we get a fully fleshed out property with some mainline infrastructure, we could put some domain servers in there and hook ourselves up to the verse. That would give us better buying and selling, internal management. We can do all our trades virtually. And Peachy Boy kind of like, yeah, and if we need a front for that, we could try getting into a restaurant business. We work great as, a place to center distributing our goods, have all the cash come in. You can make a lot of money manipulating liquor licenses, too. But also something like an inn or a bathhouse would, cover the business with the girls and maybe give us a place where we could bunk up. Maybe even, have a place to run their underground Chrome Dock ops. However you want to flavor that. Also likely either way would be a boost to recruitment. So if you can find some property, whether that's, again, just throw money at the problem or not, you can do a lot with that. And I am setting our initial milestone for each at 3K.
Oh.
Again, to just kind of keep it balanced where it was. So You can max those out by just throwing 3K at them at any time, or like I said, narratively, you find a truck full of raw materials. You find a bunch of cool gun blueprints on the internet, whatever. You can pipe that into them and solve your milestones that way. So yes, this is our rough outline. And like I said, for other people, if you're thinking of starting your own ventures, you need to be around a thing and think of what your milestones are for improving. But yes, this is why I said that I was gonna leave Lucky with numbers and thinking.
I actually had come up with at least part of this that I was going to ask you about.
Okay.
So I am
Lucky,
glad you
does
Lucky
Claymore have
went
anything
first.
else to say to the assembled crew?
No, I will explain to them like I said, we won't have to go over it, but yes, I will explain to them that we're going to be focusing on the 3 businesses of protection, entertainment, and transportation / smuggling. I'll let them know the rules, as it were. Like I said, we're gonna be we're not gonna be we're not gonna choose between fear or respect. We're gonna have both. All that stuff, but no, so. Whoops, I still have it highlighted on the recording. I need to take that off. Okay. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, nope. I think this is pretty good. As long as everyone's on the same page here,
Yes.
I will, tell them to stay the course, do what they can, and wait for my call.
All right, yeah. So that's it. There's kind of, again, not a lot of formalities. You're not a full blown crime org with rituals or anything, but there's definitely kind of like a vibe to this meeting where every member of the now combined gangs gets to see you, acknowledge you as the boss, and move on. None of them feel the need to go quite as ham as Onryo did with cutting the palm or anything, but there's definitely acknowledgement that okay, that guy's in charge. Everybody can see why that guy's in charge because he's fucking huge and scary. And they go about their business, and they'll break off. Probably first all the individual members will circle up and get their marching orders and break out that way. And that takes place sometime during the week.
All right. Oh,
so yes.
Before they do, I will let Onryo and PG Boy know that we're gonna have a meeting with the Yamabushi Kai coming up here soon. So, prepare for that.
Yeah. So Peachy Boy just kind of nods, but Onryo kind of pauses for a second, and she asks you, "What family in the Yamabushi Kai?"
What family in the Yamabushi Kai was?
So, sorry, it was rapidly cycling through my tabs.
Wasn't it the Yama?
No, Yamabushi Kai is the clan, the conglomerate. Let me find the spot in my notes. The specific individual families, because that's how they frame this, is you would have heard this back from Akane, or just know it. It is actually the Kumagai family.
Kumagai.
So the boss of that is Sota Kumagai, patriarch of the Kumagai family.
Yeah.
A Bougie clan subsidiary.
Yeah. Claymore will just be like, Kumagai. Since we one of his LTs got a little roughed up, have to go show my face, and it's a good time as any to let them know of. Claymore takes a big puff of his cigarette and just lets a cloud of smoke escape from his maw.
Yeah.
The management changes.
All right. Okay. That should be all right. They well, They might not be happy to see me, but it might work the other way. I should let you know, I don't really put any stock in it, Onryo says. But my old man is the patriarch of a different family in the Yamabushi. It's not really something I talk about because I'm not, acknowledged. But it is known. So some of the guys in Kumagai might not want to see me, but they also might think that means that my old man is involved. So, kind of, she does the classic, balancing of the scales gesture with two hands,
Claymore, gives her a critical eye and just all like, it's like, and just goes, if you think it's more trouble than it's worth, you don't have to go. But
oh, I don't mind.
I,
Knife draw, check knife, put knife away.
all right.
Idle animation. But I'm just saying, something you probably should know about ahead of time so they don't get the wrong idea.
No, they can have all the ideas. They can have all the ideas they want. It won't change a damn thing. You're my creature now, Onryo. It's like if they even look at you askance, I'll put them through the fucking shoji.
She just kind of turns aside to Peach Boy and seems like, see, I think this is what other people call job security. These are benefits. Do you think Peachy Boy just kind of rolls an unlit cigarette around in his mouth and just says, "Do you think we'll get dental?"
You always gotta have dental.
It's find me an underground dentist and we'll talk contracts. Until then, brush your damn teeth.
Peachy Boy definitely pulls at his collar and kind of looks aside at Grieve and is like, "Okay, I'll take care of my teeth. It's fine. We're just peachy."
Anyway, I'll call you two about the meeting. Onryo, how much do you hate suits?
I have never fit in one. We could try.
I know a couple people. We'll get you. Peachy Boy, yeah, you're fine.
Peachy Boy just kind of quietly preens to himself yeah, I already prepared for this.
That's alright. But yeah.
Peachy Boy is, honestly, you saying you're going the romantic angle, this is probably perfect for Peachy Boy. He is exactly the kind of former teenage dumbass who watched way too many gang movies and Yakuza films and shit, played too many video games. And
I just think he's played the Yakuza games.
He's just oh yeah, shit, we get to do cool stuff now. This is what I'm here for. I don't want to date
Kazuma.
Yeah, so I will basically tell Onryo at some point before this bullshit, we're gonna go to a fucking shop and I'm gonna get her fucking size and fitted with a fucking suit. Because we're not gonna go to the Yamabushi Kai dressed like fucking street thugs. No, if we want authority, we gotta project authority, and nothing says authority like a motherfucking suit. Yeah. Claymore will basically say as much as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, but then Claymore will, dismiss everybody.
All right. They vanish into the night.
I need to. I think my immediate project will be I will go digging through little Rajamon properties and seeing what I can find. See if I can find anything abandoned, in debt or something. So,
all right, we'll circle back to that one then. Yeah.
But that's it for me.
Okay. In that case, then yes. Probably then, because I know Dallas said he had some ideas in this range. Jacqueline, you want to start a company, a business.
Well, first I want to start a business and then make it a company.
Yeah.
These things go in an order.
But yes, that's
so when you say vehicles, you don't mean chop shop kind of stuff, right, Lucky?
It could be. like I said, it's not going to be a main focus. Vehicles is mostly going to be in transporting, smuggling, and probably street races. That probably means
Well, then I might be extremely helpful to you.
I'm not gonna say we're not chop shops is not gonna be a focus, but it'll probably still happen if we just need to to modify a car. We'll take apart another one.
That is not explicitly something that either gang did before, but could happen on the side. Like I'm not gonna say.
So
that
what I was going to say on that is, I would be looking for some kind of mechanics garage in Little Rashomon, because apparently that's where our group is just based out of now.
I mean, it's where Odin's agency is. It's where like Wolf lives. So you've been operating out of there for.
I guess on the edge of Rajamon, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a decently sized area.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would be looking for any purchasable, basically mechanic garage.
Yeah. So to not skip too far ahead. So your plan with this company, this business, is to start
a mechanics and basically a mechanics-oriented company corporation kind of thing. Because I noticed that isn't actually a dedicated corporation in the setting.
Yes, there are
a lot of different companies have mechanics division, but there doesn't seem to be an overall
car dealership.
Well, no, not even just in cars, but like drones, automatons, anything. Basically, not to be too metagame with it, but anything that would require mechanics checks.
Yes, those industries are kind of like split up between a couple different corps.
Yeah.
Like anything mil spec is usually Suzaku. Anything heavy industry is usually like Rio Grande Combine. That kind of stuff. But there's not one roof to robots and heavy machines. Yeah.
So Jacqueline's idea is to kind of become a jack of all trades mechanics corporation. Yes, that is the name, by the way.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, we get it.
Is it the French way of saying Jack, though?
I mean, it's spelled like I've been spelling it the same way. It's Jacq.
All right. Well, so luckily in my lifestyles box, we do have one for running a full garage setup. So if you wanted to get started on that, that's usually 5K credits per month, or per rental period, however that works out. Obviously, since you don't have one of these yet, you don't necessarily need to pull full price if you want to try and find something in rentables.
How much would it be to purchase the place?
Purchase outright.
Yeah. I would assume it'd be like 20 something K.
Probably depends, because Claymore's looking for like
how about a mortgage? I'm looking more of a mortgage situation.
Yeah, you don't want to rent a place. You want to like ultimately own it.
Pay in installments.
Probably depends on how shitty you want it to start as. How much of a fixer-upper are you willing to take?
I mean, I would say depends on what you mean by shitty. Like, if the place looks like a disaster, that doesn't bother me at all. Jack will be restyling a lot of this anyway. Yeah. And spending most of her attention on that during the break.
I mean, there's a level between like, somebody is selling
no environmental hazards is basically what I'm saying.
So
I don't want any
you're willing to take a place that
off.
has been basically, abandoned and derelict.
Yeah.
Possibly would be condemned if somebody else didn't buy it, but
probably not condemned, because it takes a lot for something to be condemned.
Yeah, like condemned is probably the wrong word. Like scheduled to be demolished if somebody else buys the property.
Scheduled to be demolished, not condemned. That's
not condemned. No, super fund caution tape shit.
Yeah, no.
Make me a. Well, your choice. Make me an average negotiation or streetwise check. I forgot streetwise for a second.
No, I will do negotiation because I've actually been picking up points in that.
Yeah.
Because I figured I would need that to run a business.
Also, hey Claymore, if you want to look for property, same role.
I will do that.
Average no business or negotiation.
Yes, average negotiation.
Sorry, I don't know why I thought no business was a stat.
No, there is a society, but no, I think this is more
Yeah, no.
What's the
I have
difficulty?
that.
average. Assuming
Average is
you are 2, yes. Assuming Claymore that you are willing to put up with a similar level of inshitification that Jack is, again, not like biohazard or condemned, but you're literally looking for foreclosed and abandoned properties. So
Yeah. Like I will specifically be looking for old housing blocks. Like if I can find like an old like apartment, just where I can stick bodies.
yeah, okay.
And then after that, bathhouse, restaurants, and mechanic shops.
All right.
Well, I think I got the
contract
mechanic shop on the
business
market.
Well,
So,
I need multiple ones though.
Yeah, you're planning some franchising, but for now, so yes, Jack, you are able to actually you do some verse searching. You hit up some realty agencies in the area and are able to find a machine shop that has recently been moved out of. Who moved out of it? I think with the one threat. This was the previous place where the night parade was hanging when Claymore came a knocking.
That's fucking
And
hilarious.
Claymore explicitly told them to find some better digs. So
That's
basically,
absolutely hilarious.
they have retreated from this former garage place. And that means that the bank finally feels comfortable to sell it because it is no longer filled with gang squatters. But you are you are shown this place probably in a virtual tour because I'm sure you don't want to look like a 14 or 15-year-old buying a business property.
No, I would be doing this all through an alternate identity.
Yeah, so it's very easy to arrange a virtual tour of the building. So you see that like on the equivalent of Google Street View, it's still got all the big gang graffiti tags. There's a couple of burned out wrecked hulks of cars that were left in the garage that have been picked out. It looks like all of the proper like tools and vehicles and installs that the gang may have done, they took with them to wherever they're hanging out now. But you still have all the rough structure of probably like a big, like 2-berth auto place, so you've still got like, big vaulted ceilings in the actual shop area. You've got like a front office, you got back rooms for storage. There's probably even like a little manager's, loft office up there.
So how much would it be to acquire said property? Or how much for monthly installments at least?
If you want to do monthly to buy, let's see. It's you got a threat.
I thought the threat was that it was the night parade place.
Yeah, I was debating if I want to do that to the value. No, yeah, actually making it technically you were moving into a former gang area, and I'm actually. No, a couple of you were there when Claymore did this meet. So you
No,
would
actually, Jack
recognize
was
the place.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jack
no,
there.
I was 100% there.
You would recognize the place literally.
Yep.
So yeah, no, that's probably enough there. So yeah, we'll say it's still because.
Although I technically never went on the property.
No, but
I was
Yeah,
outside in
you
the van.
recognize it. So let's say that it will be it'll still be the 5K price, monthly, but
How many months to pay it off?
let's see. It's kind of it's not fully like tooled. So I'm thinking 6.
6 months to pay it off, and 5K a month.
But you didn't roll
Alright.
like Giga Threat, so like the. Also, keep in mind the realty agent, the bank, whoever you're talking to, is we live in this is a post-collapse cyberpunk society. This guy's got to be the greasiest, skeeziest guy to be immediately trying to fucking flip this place the moment it is no longer a gang base. So like you've succeeded, you haven't got a shitload of threat. You have passed a credit check to do this. They're not going to ask for anything down.
Okay. If it's 5K a month, how much does a large favor run?
Technically, anything over 1,000, I believe, counts for large favor.
All right. Well, then I think I'm going to cash in a large favor on this.
Okay. With whom? Who are you going to call?
I'm debating.
Well, while you think about it,
I think
Claymore, with 3 success, 1 advantage, you want basically a barracks first, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yes, there is an apartment block. The company that used to run it went under, got bought out by Blue Star. Just like the squat, where you guys took out Tommy Trigger, right?
Yeah.
This is abandoned. It's too expensive to like refurbish it properly, but it was just a little too expensive for them to demolish. So you can find a reasonable price on this. Now, keep in mind, this is like a whole ass like small apartment block. So even with a good roll on your streetwise to find a good deal, they would probably want something either in a like paying off a building mortgage, probably somewhere in the range of like, the equivalent of like payments in the moderate or corporate range, even though it is not at that actual like level of livability, because it is a large property. But you have also rolled a shitload of success and an advantage, so like I don't know what sort of credit score Claymore has. If you're rolling streetwise, I don't even know if you need a credit score. You may be committing real estate fraud right now. I don't know. But again, they do not feel the need to get a down payment cash check from you. More than just that whoever you're dealing with is willing to sign on the bottom line if you're willing to start talking terms.
I
But yes,
gotta check the moderate price here.
I think
Moderate
it's
is
10K.
10K?
Oh
No, moderate is 2K. 10K is a lot. That's like upscale living.
Okay, 2K.
I got like 5,000. That's sort of thing.
All right. So, I will do that. And I will relay to Peachy Boy and Onro. I got a roof for everybody. And then it's gonna be shitty, but we'll see about getting it fucking refurbished as we go. I'm pretty sure you guys have slept in worse. All right, so I'll probably throw money at just making that a fixer-upper too.
We need to. Yeah, I'll probably calculate a ratio and turn that into a different milestone.
Thank you.
Or you can also count that as just like towards your 3K on your property as well.
No. Like with that, I'm probably gonna actually spend money on getting the front businesses.
Okay, yeah, you want a proper base of operations.
Yeah, I just wanted a place where I just want a centralized location. The 3K will be for just purchasing like bathhouses and restaurants at on the cheap.
Getting some real estate.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for the apartment, we'll have to think of a funny name. I calling it Oni Island Apartments is probably a little too on the nose.
Oh.
But yes, so Jack, do you know who you want to call for your favor?
So probably I would be calling my middle brother.
Okay.
I mean, I'm getting this loan through Stone and Sons. I don't think there's any way of going around that.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to deal with my mother for extremely petty, selfish reasons.
Yes,
so I'm going to be calling my boring sibling.
All right.
He's the head of financial management at Stone and Sons.
All right. What is his name?
I have the list. Ethan.
Ethan, okay. So he's Ethan.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm dumb. No, that's the cousin.
It's also not
Ignore me. Yeah, no, that's not right. Okay, let me look for my. Because it's Cirrus and Centuria are the two eldest. And then I had this written down. I'm going to look at my document folder. Okay, it's Joseph.
J Stone, and that'll be a large or big favor.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I'm writing this wrong.
But I'm doing this by the books. And then how much would it be to fix the place up to get materials for that?
I mean, depends on how much you wanna shove in there, but like, you need tools and stuff. You need at least one starter set of tools. Let's see. I mean, the benefit would probably be like equivalent of like the 5K right out front, but you don't need all of it right away. I don't know, like maybe like 1K to get you started.
Okay.
Because what? A toolkit's a couple hundred, isn't it?
Well, I have a toolkit, but I was more just thinking of like
I'm
drywall.
Trying not
and
to
stuff.
set it at like an outlandish price, but also keep it reasonable. If you're,
I was gonna put 2K into it this immediate like down payment.
All right, if you want to go 2K
favor.
deep, I can
Yeah,
keep that
I will go 2K deep for like just making it look like a presentable business.
That probably means hiring, some cleaners, some guys to power wash it off.
Yeah.
Getting a new sign out front, and yes, acquiring like a couple sets of actual garage tools, making sure you've got some basic computer systems plugged in so you could do point of sale and stuff.
Getting a load lifter.
Yeah.
Not the robot load lifter. The what are those things called? The like car jacks that go under them. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I think it's just is it just called a car elevator?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, get a couple of those.
Yeah, this will be a mechanic's garage shop to work on cars, drones, and androids.
Yep. All right, so
I will actually put on the sign. And no, we do not work on cyberware. Because that is a different scale.
Yeah.
Appliances only.
Yep. All right, yeah, so it's got a pretty sizable storage space. You've got tools so you can start making, working on stuff, getting in there.
Yeah. This will probably be where I will be storing Elva, Nightingale, and Sam, probably, as well as my van.
Sure, if it helps, but you could probably collaborate with the ball joint if you wanted to like do expos of your stuff.
That's when that's my plan for expansion.
You need to have a business to.
I need to have a business to make a business pitch.
Yes. But all right. Okay.
I can't just go. I can't just press people into my business like Lucky.
No, Jack doesn't have that skill set.
Listen, I need one more fucking captain so I can have a leader of each branch.
Well, if I want it to be a legitimate business, that's just not how it works.
Yeah.
Yet. That's how it works up higher up in the corporate ladder.
But for now, you're basically starting a small business. You're effectively an MP, a mom and pop, except you're small. It's okay. The business is in your fake. What age did you say was on your pilot's license? 23 or something like that last time.
Yeah. No, my ID says I'm 23.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky login.
I already did. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Thank you.
Let's go. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, you've got all that sorted out. Claymore, you sign on the dotted line for your place as just like the fucking. I'm just imagining the not that I think most real estate agents are greaseballs. We're thinking of used
They
cars,
are.
but this guy is like the most classic, like shabby one size too large suit, got a fucking, power tie, short cropped hair. Yes, hello, what can we do for you today? All right, apartment, sign on the dotted line. Insurance, what's that?
I'm just trying to think of how I can like fuck this guy over later, so I can just own the building in its entirety.
I mean, you have a gang. I don't think any of them are good at fraud yet.
I'll put that on the to-do list. We'll play ball for now, but once we actually get some guys with skills, I'm gonna have either do some sort of verse attack that will change some fucking registry, so that we don't have to pay this fucking mortgage, or we'll just collapse this fucking sleazy ass real estate.
Yeah,
Make him go under.
Or make it work for you,
Nah,
so you can get more deals at other things.
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if Onigashima is interested in the
Yeah, I don't think we're into real
the
estate
fraud
racket.
sense side
Yeah.
of the business.
Oh
It's
yeah,
good money.
I'm
That is a
by
bit
the way,
too low for
I'm,
even
I'm
them.
in the same boat. I'm not willing to pay $5,000 a month.
Listen, property is expensive.
It is expensive.
So if you don't want to pay
is.
your bills, you're gonna have to do some crimes. Luckily, we're all criminals here.
I also think property itself is expensive because of arbitrary reasons.
Well, that's a whole. Yeah, I mean
That's also true.
strictly speaking, the reason why the rates are probably so reasonable, and yes, I am saying that probably in future crypto cred money, the prices you're being charged are reasonable. At least if these places were not quite as dirty and run down, is because it is noted that Little Rajamon itself is a little bit of an older, outdated neighborhood. It was, one of the first refu hoods thrown up. So some of your buildings around here have been around for like 20 years and are not, perfectly well serviced or refreshed. This may be one of Noriko Nishikawa's fucking political points to get on Studi Council.
Yes.
Studi Council? City Council.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
All
going
right,
for student
okay.
council president. Let's go.
Yes.
High school AU. We can do this.
All right, okay.
High school crimes.
Claymore will be the boncho.
All right, okay. So
Become
that's
foundries.
at least the two of the front things with the people. Like I said, I know Claymore is working up towards his Yabushika meeting as well.
Yep.
All right. I mean, and obviously, other stuff you want to do in downtime. I don't know if you have any other projects or purchases to work on. I think we mostly did our shopping at the end of last session. Again.
Oh, I need to get a tactical horror case, but that's it. Or two tactical horror cases. I can be fancy.
They're cheap. It's fine.
But that's it for me.
Okay. All right.
Wait, hold on, Omega. I have one more thing I got to do.
Okay. What's
I've done this check at the beginning of every session. One day.
Now.
One day.
What are you trying to do?
It's not good odds.
Still trying to buy a railgun.
Yes.
Just get out. Get someone else for you.
Well, okay. I mean, here's the thing, Axe. No, are you going to buy Jack a railgun? Which is the reason why she's bad at this is because it's restricted.
It's why I decided. It's like, wait.
I
said, it's why I didn't say me. I said someone else because I couldn't say me in good conscience.
Actually, hold on.
Also, Claymore literally the reason why Claymore wants a tactical hard case. He literally owns a railgun now.
Hold on, Omega. Is there anything I could do to add a success to this?
I don't think so.
Can I spend a story point?
No, you would have had to spend a story point before you rolled to upgrade when you didn't know it was a bad check. Or a close check, I should say, technically.
But yeah, no, I will get it eventually.
I'm sure the dice will eventually say yes.
But not today.
I'm going to pause and step away for a sec, because holy shit, we've already been doing this for about an hour.
Really?
Oh, damn.
I need to fill up my water bottle, because
I
will be back here with more extended speaky bits. Because, like I said, I've got a few things to introduce with some of the rest of the crew as well, and also I'm sure
I'm
stuff you want to do.
so I'm gonna blow it.
I'll be right back. All right, audio. audio paused. I'm gonna mute Deafin for a sec while I get my water.
I'm completely confused. What do you mean by that? Uh,
Yeah, that seems like a really jack talent to have. All right, there. Finished buying my talents. Oh, right, I still got to sell these things.
All right, I'm back.
Hey, Omega, I forgot. Still need to sell shit from last session.
Okay.
oh right, yes, we were gonna do about that involving the like the logbook and the other collectibles.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to sell
I'm
those
pretty.
things.
I'm pretty sure Odin would be working on that.
I have that written down actually. Yes, I have it
Yes.
written down here. I just had to like the.
Though some of those you might not have Odin move, but yes, this I did at least actually cover in our rules updates so far because you're trying to smell commodities and collectibles, basically things that people think are valuable, but are not necessarily in bulk.
Well, no, I have to sell some shit that I just have.
Yeah,
I guess
I mean,
for like
that's
a
pretty easy. What
for a
what
brief
are you
window
selling?
into me when you said commodities
two
collectibles, I kept
combat-
saying like, don't you
two
mean custom
combat
deliveries?
rifles.
It's like, what's wrong with me?
No, that's a differently named mechanic in a different homebrew I made.
Yeah, 2 combat rifles.
Oh yeah, you ended up with this combat rifles. We haven't.
Uh-huh.
I didn't pick any up. I was too focused on taking the boat.
Yes.
I think I just
Yeah,
get this
you
straight
can,
sold up because I
got
think you
some
tried to. I think you sold
standardized
them
stuff.
already, didn't you?
Nope.
Huh.
I have
Well,
them.
they are.
Because remember, I had to go mute before we got to the selling part.
Yeah, there are some. We had a long session. The posted version is like 5 hours.
Jesus.
We got a lot done.
Yep.
Hello, my
It
computer.
was long.
There it is. I'm like trying to re-access my document. Okay. All right. So first, dump combat rifles. I mean, those are restricted rarity 7
How do I sell that?
with
Streetwise?
Streetwise because they're illegal.
So is it the same check?
I think it's one less because
Oh yeah, it's one less.
it'll be 6, 7 because 8, 9.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you want to like talk to people about it, I know that Claymore knows an arms dealer. You guys know a couple of fixers, but that would be if you want to accept just taking the 1/4 price. The answer is no. Okay, no, you do not find any buyers at a price you're willing to take. So you're gonna have to either.
No, I can be patient. I will wait until I get a good check. I will just put this in my gremlin hoard.
1 year later.
I got cut out for me. Is he okay?
No,
Yes,
yeah, he just fell off the.
Oh, did I drop out? Yes, my Discord bars are getting a little red sometimes.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Know that feeling.
Or it was something else, something worse.
No, he's still on Discord, so he didn't explode again. But anyway, I have to go to the bathroom and I'm done. That's all I got.
I was checking.
Until Axe sells those things that we need to get.
I was
'Cause
double
think
checking what I
Lucky
had
said that
contacts.
we could take the cash from that. Me, Axe, and Aaron, rather.
Yeah, for the logbook and the medals, you guys don't give me a cut because I took the entire profit on the boat minus Axe's cut for selling it for me. So whatever you get on that, I'm not involved.
Was double checking the thing. Yeah, actually, no, I do have an outfitter weaponsmith.
Okay, there we go. Now it connected.
That pain.
For a while. I was gonna tell you this out loud, but I didn't think it would work because when I disconnected, it said that my ping was 5,000.
Oh, that's just what it means. Max is out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I decided to try and drop and reconnect it. It took a little bit to find the server. So yes, we're back in. Okay, we're good.
My cheat is that you just close Discord and reboot it, and it forces you back into the call.
I mean, I was in the call. I just needed to find the real-time server. Anyway, we're good now. All right.
I am
Okay.
back.
All right, Dallas came back. Blah blah blah. So, we resolved the rifles. You guys want to sell some of the merch, I should say. Basically, the way this works mechanically, because this is all relatively new, is I just decide the rarity of the thing, and that's how hard it is. I just freeball it based on what I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, the medals I have already told you their approximate value, starting at probably around 500. They're not like super bad, so we'll say that's a rarity 2. Now I did say though, and I said this at the time of the session, that you would be selling them on the black market because they are, they're war memorabilia from a country that technically no longer exists. The Russian Federation has been disbanded. Forcibly. So that will be a streetwise check.
I could sell the medals, I suppose.
It's only 2, which is like easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
But it is
my street price is not that great. So
question of
honestly,
when
it's
I-
not
What's your cunning?
2.
I mean, I could sell it for you.
I mean, I have two
Clay-
cunning. I have 2 cunning to reach streetwise. I'll sell it.
Yeah.
I do.
Claymore's
Oh,
taking it.
yeah.
Go ahead, because I can get a better sell on the book and the hard drives.
Spoiler: the book is also probably going to be streetwise.
Oh, okay. There is no
It's fucking
historical.
Russian code book.
Yeah, I guess there is no historical.
Oh, 2 success on that.
All right. Okay. So I said the base. It started around 500. It's probably worth 550. You can sell them for.
Okay.
Yeah, almost smart.
So 1,100. So each of us would get 3.
No. It 550 total.
Oh, total.
From the
Oh, yeah.
medals. Yeah.
Let's just keep going.
The logbook is going to be a little higher rarity. So it's all like, written in Russian. It's and includes some of it is also, if you get it appraised, is like encoded. Yes, I probably want to have you roll. And I will say this is, even though you are moving it on the black market, rolling this will still be negotiation to appraise it. Let's call that. Yeah, average. Make me an average negotiation check to try and get this figure out what value you should put on this.
No problem.
I assume that Odin will. Yeah, you're gonna hit it up.
Yeah. I'll take the is it 2 or 3 strain, I think, from Sophia. Triple checking.
Is it 2?
It's 3. Okay.
It is 3. Okay. But you get 2 boost dice.
I'll mark that down.
And I think it's the librarian that gives you 1 free success, but everybody who listens to the librarian takes a strain.
And none of my other stuff matters here. Damn. 7-5.
Okay, yeah. Jesus. You rolled difficulty for this dice, I presume?
I did.
Purples involved?
I did. They're just blank. I just noticed. Oh wait, they're
Tiles,
blanks
okay.
now. Fuck.
All right, okay.
Oh.
All right, the dice gods say yeah. I don't know where the fuck Odin locked in on this, black market information, but you reckon that this is going to be a rarity 4 item to sell, and it will also it's harder to move, but does not have much more value than the metals, so it'll start at about 500 credits of value to sell.
Okay.
But be rarity 4, so it'd be an average check. Because like I said, you do maybe some photo scanning of it. You talk to some people. It is a curiosity, being like the logbook of a captain in the waning hours of the war. But it's definitely like not got any hot info in there.
I was wondering if I can use any of that to like give it boost to lucky
No.
chick. No,
Not really. There's not a lot of depth in here. This is supposed to be fast.
Man, we should have just stolen another boat.
That last boat had a critical damage on it that prevented it from
I could have fixed it.
So.
probably should grab more guns, I guess.
Well, I mean,
My toolkit's in my arm.
True.
Yes, I did.
But yeah, so let's see. Okay, so you can get your price of the original 500. You've got a success, so you appraise it, so that's an extra 5% profit for 1 free success. But you got a couple threats.
Threto.
I'll just fucking, I'll kick the can down the road for me. Claymore, you talk to guys and you help arrange the sale because you know a lot about black markets and stuff. When you leave it at a dead drop or something somewhere, you realize that the buyer is ultimately connected to Brafasavitsky. That's the Siberian Brotherhood.
I don't like that.
So we'll kick that one down the line.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, I figured out what I'm doing for the next, as long as this game goes.
What?
I'm not doing jobs anymore. I'm just stealing vehicles. It is by far the most price efficient way.
I mean, no, it's not. Because if you're stealing them, I will make you roll streetwise to sell stolen goods. And remember, your price starts at 1/4.
That's true, but most of these vehicles still sell for ridiculous amounts of money.
Sure, if you just want to start feeling pain and start getting heat on top of you, go for it.
I mean, I'm just thinking of the
There's
like
an argument about like
I
the
mean-
disparity there. Yeah.
I mean, no, there's not. The price is reduced by 1/4 to start, and there's limitations on the vehicles you can reasonably steal. Like, okay, you steal a supercar, you have to start selling that at a rarity 5, mind you. At the value for one of you is 2K. You know, it doesn't go up, and you gotta roll extra successes. And also, you have to find a supercar to steal. You will not be able to just find an APC on the street and take it.
Oh no, I more just meant like things like trucks, vans, things like that.
I mean, yeah, a van's got a lot of utility, but there's limitations here. Who are you going to sell a truck to? Anyway, questions for later. Okay. All right. So, anyway, the hard drives, that is a lot easier because those are data. You've got about 4 of those. Oh, that's the wrong tab. I was moved over to vehicles. So you've got like 4 of those blocked up. If you want to sell them in bulk, that'll be worth around 1K starting. And this is not necessarily restricted. I will say it's still rarity 4, so it's probably an average check. This is not necessarily restricted. If you are selling it on the open market with a negotiation check, that means it is probably going to some kind of like data recovery effort, or a museum, or possibly even corporate buyers are like you guys probably don't want to say exactly what the provenance of these hard drives is,
Yeah.
but you can sell them because they're not inherently restricted themselves. But if you wanted to go on the black market and specifically say, hey, these are P353s hard drives, yes, that submarine that just blown up, you can do that. That will definitely be. Remember that thing about kicking the can with the last check you just made?
Yeah.
That'll happen. The can will come back faster. So,
I'd rather put the hand not at the top of the hill, please.
so
Kick it against the
you
wall.
decide like how you wanna handle this. Like I said, you can probably milk some extra value out of it if you went streetwise, but
I'd rather just sell it to an archival institution.
okay, then it's an average negotiation check. Your starting price is 1K
I'm gonna put more strain. I'm probably gonna.
because you got the full. You got 4 of them.
I'm just taking the whole picture of this thing.
Also, honestly, I wanna. Technically, if you wanna steal stuff, don't steal and sell trucks. Steal 1 truck and then fill it full of radiological materials. You'll make a lot more money that way.
True.
I've been amazed at this fucking.
Okay.
But no,
well,
I was thinking about
I'm
stealing
gonna-
boats.
I'm gonna assume that Axe takes all of my luck now.
how many?
From
I
now
mean,
on?
that is generally a thing that we joke about.
Well, no. Also,
I think room shouldn't count unless you use D1, but that's just me.
That's not. I mean, he's got the screen cap.
I'd be like, I'm so
but
impressed. Like,
we
what the
got-
fuck?
We got these out here. Hold on, I have to
Oh,
count these
no,
successes.
I'm not accusing it of
It's
any
9-2.
untowardness. I'm just saying it's not the same dice roller.
So that means you're gonna get. Hold on.
Let's see.
That-
It goes back. It
40% profit. So for an additional 40% on top of 1,000.
So 1,400.
So
So yeah, no. Wow, you find an institute who's really interested in archival stuff.
can I use that advantage to just be like, there's not really. I'll just cut the paper trail off from there.
Yeah, no. That's perfectly fine with you. You've got an advantage on this check. Yes, you can. You contact an institute far away who wishes to get these hard drives and arrange a pickup for them. So somebody like at least as far as like SeaTac, if not somewhere else, maybe Vancouver even.
Yeah, so everyone gets 825.
Is that the
That's what
the three-way split?
2475 split tier ways goes.
Okay.
Yep.
Funny how that works out.
All right. Okay.
That reminds me, I do also have to try and rebuy that BioWare I wanted to buy.
Oh yeah, right. You actually failed a Bioware check.
Oh, heart's pumping. Fuck. Whew.
But yeah, you've got all your money out there.
It's how much money is the eyes again? I think it's like cheapish, relatively.
Okay, let's look at
What's the check again?
Which check?
To make it work.
Oh, okay. Yes. To install your BioWare, I was wondering if you were looking at a buy price. To install your BioWare, you have to make an average resilience check.
Okay. Yeah. No, this is one of the like really not rare ones. So I will just get 75 or 25 from the 25 from the profit.
I mean, Night Eyes is 806, so it's like
I mean,
much.
I would assume if I already bought it, I would know where to get it.
No, that's what I was gonna say. I won't, because you've already rolled it. I won't make you roll again because you know the guy. You basically are like, hey, the last round of treatments didn't work. I need a new one, and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
This happens sometimes with experimental gene therapy.
Resilience is based on
Brawn.
Brawn. Okay, yeah.
Body, brawn, body.
And it's an average check?
Yes.
I'm going to spend a story point. So that I don't just waste $800.
$800 dues!
Well, No, actually, wait. No, I got this. You think you've wasted $800. But in about a week, your Night Eyes are going to come in.
So how do I do the story thing again?
Story spec L.
Yeah, I got it. I flipped it.
Okay.
Oh, I can flip it
So
back.
yeah, so your Night Eyes don't activate right away, but at a later point, after a few days or a week, they will actually kick in. But you think you fucked it up for another couple of days. Because you gotta triumph. I'll be nice, and because that's very funny. All right.
An actual BioWare worth taking. Guess I could take poison just so I can be like I can drink in confidence in any meeting I'm at.
Toxic filters is funny. Speaking of you, though, Odin.
Mm-hmm.
I have after the selling, I had another check-in thing.
Sure.
So during our downtime period, you are out of the office for a little bit. It could just be as simple as like you go down to the corner conveni to like pick up some coffee or a sandwich or something. But as we've kind of seen, everybody is not crashing at your office all the time now because they're off running many business ventures and things. So you come back, it's probably like early evening, just after dark, and leaning against the side of your building is Major Uzumaki, who to kind of re-describe, she is a middle-aged, presumably Japanese woman. She's got her hair up in kind of a tight up. It's kind of little gray. She's wearing dark glasses, long coat, gloves. Very like Spy without Spy. Dallas unwraps the sandwich directly into the microphone.
I really try to be as far away as I can.
It
Just
doesn't
beat
matter.
yourself.
You know what you should? Yeah, I'm about to say. You know what you should do? You should cut off the microphone. But it's fine. You've already unwrapped it, I'm sure. But if I hear you chewing, I'm gonna server mute you. Anyway. Sorry, I'm just imagining the.
I'm sorry. Just the entire boat was lost for me. I apologize.
Okay. Major Uzumaki, is outside your business. I've refreshed the description of her. She's standing there, she has a cigarette
Menacingly.
in her mouth,
Damn it.
Yeah, everybody goes there. And she just says to you, got a light?
I think Odin like goes into his center pocket and pulls out like an old like metal foot lighter and is like
Right.
and like goes for it. It's like, what have I done to deserve a beating from the major?
Takes a long drag, does not blow smoke directly into your face. She's not that mean. Kind of does it off to the side and says, "Oh, just wanted to check in from our last conversation because you do still have your Intel asset talent, right?"
I do, yeah. It's with them.
Yeah. So we obviously she means as the agency. We just wanted to see how you're doing, if things have been going well. Kind of, pauses, takes another, shorter drag and says, more specifically, we just want to make sure you haven't heard anything or had any experiences in the follow-up with that business at the shrine, right?
Nothing that the public wouldn't know.
All right. I gave my card last time, but we didn't really get into it. But as I'm sure you know, the public security section of PAA is usually divided into 10 to 20 task forces. Novum is fairly new, but we're working on special investigations for cyber terrorism, foreign and domestic, and especially interests with military-grade training, implants, weapons, and the like. As I'm sure you recall, Kaze was fairly well equipped for a lone wolf actor. But if he hasn't made any moves in real space, I'll have to go back to tracking him on the verse.
The verse.
Not that I would ever encourage you or any of your business associates to conduct an independent investigation. And that's absolutely not what I'm suggesting, of course. But, hypothetically, just keeping you in the loop, we do know that Kaze is part of a dark verse bulletin board. He and his associates are focused on a radical Nipponese first ideology. Many of them are refugees, vets. They've been exposed to political essays, documentaries, fictionalized novels in the post-war period, trying to play up our injustices. Their ideology is very nationalist, but also very individualist, which I know is a little bit of a misnomer. They're trying to recall, past eras of Nipponese spirit and all that. We've had some people crawling through their messages.
Surely that never has led to anything bad ever.
Yeah, I know. We've been crawling through their statements, and it's a little back and forth. Again, they like to have their own individual moments, but technically they are anti-corporate, anti-integration, pro-resettlement, and pro-reparations. I don't know how you feel about going back to the Japanese islands anytime soon, but that would not be something that wouldn't be possible without the support of the nation and corporations that have come to support us in our expatriation, as I'm sure you understand.
Yeah.
Kind of looks over his shoulder at your business.
The only reason I want to go back is for a family reunion, and that's probably still a few years out of the way.
Yes. This may have come up in some of your background screenings. But don't worry about that. We do that to everybody. But
it's fine.
It's just something to keep in mind. Presumably, this is why he took a swing at Miss Nishikawa. Her platform would be arguably more pro-integration, since it is about refreshing and rebuilding the neighborhood. Or, I don't know, they could just find it hypocritical that she used to be Yakuza. People like this, ideologies, it's all very complicated.
Splinter people like this are about trying to be heroes amongst the broken, and sometimes when they want to make a following, it just becomes more about what you can use to make examples of everything.
Yes, I don't
Also,
actually
they
know
don't
if we're
need
aiming
logic.
for followings per se, but yes, showing examples is definitely this kind of thing. If you haven't heard anything new, just keep it in mind. She kind of like again subtly, takes the drag and says, the notable members we've got on this dark site, they use aliases, Kaze, Mizu, Kasai, Suchi. It's very cute, I know. That's okay. I don't have to actually say anything funny. He's trying to roleplay. We do know the administrator of this dark domain goes by the alias Raito, but he's almost never around. They mostly talk amongst themselves and other members, but those four are the most prominent. Keep your eyes and ears open for anybody operating under those aliases, and I'm sure that, there could be a wonderful tip in it for you.
I appreciate. I guess I appreciate the steak meal. I guess I'll have a dog to go feed it with.
She kind of gives you a side wink under the glasses and says, I'm glad we could come to an understanding.
Bold of you to refer to any of us as a dog for someone whose ankles are perfectly within biting distance.
Well, one, you're not here. Two, he's definitely not giving you this intel.
No, Odin very much knows a man that can hunt people physically and on livers.
And he might be interested in this guy, since he threw a knife at him. That you, Odin, know he still has.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she just kind of like I said, gives you a little wink with the spy speak. Finishes her cigarette, puts the stub in her little old snake, portable ashtray, closes it up, puts it back in her pocket, and says, "Well, thanks for the light. You've got my card if you ever need to call my office. I don't recommend doing that though. The task force is small. I'm sure we have a expert system to take your call, but if you leave a message, we'll get it."
Appreciated.
All right. Well, if you don't have any tips to pick up from me, i.e., you don't have any favors to cash in right now, I'll be on my way. Have a pleasant evening.
You too. You'll be invited to the reunion once it happens.
Well, always do love a good Matsuri. Just kind of gives you a slight nod, steps off the curb, and a black car with polarized windows rolls up, opens the side door, she gets in the back, and it just away.
I'm just gonna go compile that. I guess leave it to a private thing. To Wolf.
Okay.
Probably it's probably separated as its own file and probably just named as like probably something dumb and witty like a meal of a thick scent.
Scooby snacks?
No, I don't think Odin would make that reference.
He wouldn't. That it's probably a reference to like the fucking 2000s manga, but I don't know what he would think of.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but you give him the info packet. All right.
Give him the sauce.
All right. Okay. So Wolf, you are informed of those things that I have just told Odin. Anything in particular you gonna excise anything from that, or is that just your rundown of what we got there?
Definitely be sure to get the information about the Dark First site.
Yeah.
And I'll try and
no.
locate it at some point in the future.
She would have said the address, because that was very just to clear up any possible subtext here. That was very obviously hey, officially I'm not telling you shit, but unofficially if you need an address of where to find a guy that I hope you kill, basically.
Yeah.
The beauty of contacts. All right, okay. So, let's see. The only other thing, other than I know that a couple of, several people may want to talk to Nishikawa, apparently. Honestly, actually, depending on the time, any of you could want to do that. I don't know, like, I believe, Akane mentioned that she's been hooked up with, like, regular private security. I don't know if, Claymore would want to extend Onigashima in that direction.
Probably not. No, we're still too raw.
Okay, yeah. You don't want to actually take bodyguard jobs yet.
No, not until at least everyone's rocking fucking, fucking concealable armor and goddamn I don't know, submachine guns and and like underneath a coat,
Yeah.
Also, I need them to have some sort of fucking discipline.
No, for me, I just realized we have aligning goals, so it could be beneficial for me to make a partnership.
All right. Okay. But yeah. So, Wolf, you have that info. And then the only other thing, unless, like I said, anything other than selling and buying, you guys have to do to also do of your own volition. I just have Claymore wants to meet with Kumagai before we move on to something else mysteriously.
Mysteriously.
So, in that case, does anybody want to make any calls or take any other meetings, or we cycle back around to Claymore?
Oh, actually, give me shit. Do I want to show up in my fucking armor?
I mean, if you just want to, actually, no. You said you wanted to probably try and get concealed armor.
Yeah, I want to try and get concealed armor and get a concealed holster, and I do want to get me the croquet.
Okay.
So I think it's sensor dampening, and let me double check some programs actually. If I just want to get, I can just buy
I'm
it
still
right
gonna
now.
wear my fucking face blocker though.
That's fine. You can just do that. That's part of your mystique.
It is. So hang on one second. I should have been tabulating this while you were talking, but I didn't think we were actually gonna get to the meeting immediately.
I mean, and like I said, you're basically skipping from like Monday or Tuesday to like Friday. So yeah, unless you don't want to have this meeting this week, we'd cycle it too.
I'll fucking take it. But let me just pull up the attachments. Actually, can I? Weird question. Can I uninstall? Oh wait, I have to uninstall it, wouldn't I? Since I have
yes.
You
would have to take out a. Actually, let me double check if you have to roll to uninstall. You know, it's a roll to install. Is it a roll to take out?
Take out what?
I have
mods.
I have two concealable holsters in my armor.
I think it is the roll to take out mods.
Because I have
pull up the core book.
It's a roll I can help you with.
I might ask for your help with it.
Yeah, because it'll be speedy. See, this is another reason why to consider future milestone updates to your gang. If you keep going down the gun tech tree and make them more gun gremlins, you'll get better, gun modders.
Also, Dallas, I am totally making you play protection fees.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yes.
All right.
You're on his turf.
You're on my turf.
Yeah.
True. You're the one who said you wanted a garage in Little Rajamon.
No, that's fair.
You could probably pay in like doing shit for him, but you probably gotta do something.
Do you want to take a service fee instead?
I can do it. We can do service fees, yeah.
So I don't, because if you're gonna do that, I'll just start charging you for doing mechanics checks for you.
I'll start charging your mom for watching your ass then.
I don't care if you charge my mom. You take that up with her.
Yeah, but that means I start reporting on everything you do.
She already knows everything I do, and she knows everything all of us do anyway.
Well, maybe not specifically, but hypothetically,
we have phones. She does.
Well, the beauty of phone surveillance is that you have to act like there's so much information that you have to like skim it. She could know anything that you do if she cares, but that's most
That's true.
corporations.
That's yeah.
Problem is, like
Anyway,
you're saying,
sorry,
he'll give
I
us
was
a
just
give us a reason to
rereading the
care.
section. No, there is not a specific rule mentioned to uninstall something. So no, you can just clip out your concealed holster number 2 from your armor.
Okay, cool. I will do.
If you want to put it in the new armor, that's going to be an average mechanics check and take about an hour, which obviously you have. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Them's the rules.
Armor. Concealed armor. Where are you? When'd you put in the stealth suit?
This past week. I like to put in things and hide them for you.
All right, the concealed
How
armor
good is
is 325, so I will just buy that straight out. And then the croquet is, I believe, 505, but it's restricted.
Yep. We'll probably have to roll to see if.
I would like to actually activate my friends in low places and make a streetwise check to see if I can just get it.
Sure.
Roll.
That's actually
Do I have? No, I do not have anything extra. Okay, so I would have needed 3 success to get it, but I got 1 success, 1 advantage, and a triumph. How does this
Okay,
work?
Let me see. We determined that's in Twilight Imperium, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Let me double check the text of the talent. Okay, character creation. Oh god, that's right. The fucking chapter tabs are weird for talent.
Oh, I have it right here. Hang on, let me clip this shit.
Okay, yeah. If you just grab it and clip it.
Oh yeah, it tells me what happens if you get a threat or despair, but not if a triumph, because they're dumb.
Okay, yes. Per session, you make an easy streetwise check. If you succeed, you may obtain 1 item.
Oh,
No,
it was only
with
an
rarity
easy. Herp, I
greater.
did an average, but
Okay, you can re-roll it then.
sure.
First remove 1 because they're both the same
Twice
die.
number. Yeah, so basically, technically the way this works is you just decide you're doing friends in low places first, and then you see what item you can get.
Okay.
Because it'll be a rarity no greater than twice the number of successes scored. All right, that's just not a success.
Okay, so
Anyway,
no success.
so-
All right. So
yeah.
I will make a regular ass streetwise check to see if I can find it.
Yes, to see if you can purchase it.
Uh,
You cannot get in
0, 1,
touch.
2, 3, 4, 5.
With anybody who like just has one lying around, basically.
Okay. I did that right. Yeah, I did that right. Okay. All right, that will be 1 Mark 44 Mark 2 Mod 2 Hush Croquet pistol.
Okay, yep.
All right, and then let me do a quick. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Nope, I do not install. I will take another hour.
All right.
I could help you with it. Okay.
No, you're being feisty with me. You want to set up on my fucking turf, not pay protection fees when that would be just but a benefit to you? Fuck you.
I didn't. I said I would pay in services. I don't have any fucking money.
I don't actually
You
know.
know how expensive rented this place is?
Yes.
I know. That's the point.
But guess
What I was gonna say is I don't actually know if literally right now
There we
Onigashima is
go.
taking money. Okay, yes, you get it finally.
I take a strain. This took way longer than I thought it would.
Probably yes.
Why is it so hard to like unclip this button?
So
What the fuck? Wait. It's just Claymore with like a sewing machine and his holster. I just be like, where the fuck is the seam in this jacket? No, that's an armor plate.
That's adhesive. That doesn't help.
Insert row below. Insert row.
Also,
There we go. And then concealable armor.
No, the cap it at rarity 7. You should roll negotiation to try and.
I'm gonna do that then.
But means you can probably get some off the price.
Alright.
That's +1 soak, but also +1 defense.
Probably leadership.
It has nothing fancy. Oh, it has the thing and then the concealable holster. I will also pay to get Onryo some concealable armor.
I mean, you don't have to actually pay the cash for that. You gave her like 3,000 credits before.
Okay, if she will put on a goddamn suit, that'll be fucking.
Yeah,
fine.
we can arrange for that just to actually get her tailored something.
Just for success.
Just for success.
Just for successes, he says.
I have to say that because sometimes there's also advantage.
For success.
Right. Oh.
Then yeah, I mean you get all that and 15% off.
Okay. Do that, man.
My guy's concerned about fucking rolling for product.
Fair enough.
Yes, no, Onryo can absolutely be put in. I'm imagining it's still a little bit of like not. Let's see. You know, it's not like
Okay.
super wild. Like
So, Omega, I had a question.
yeah,
Drones can operate independently from me, right?
yes. If they say they can operate autonomously, which most of them can, yeah.
Okay, I have another question. For Mad Inventor, what is the price limit?
Let me
Yeah,
actually.
rarities.
Because it's based on the check is based on rarity, but it doesn't say there's a price limit.
Price.
Let me
Just can change.
go back.
It's the check is more difficult based on the rarity.
Yes, Axe
Right.
is being overly literal, but he's not thinking about this in a game balance term because
Yeah.
then Dallas
yeah.
says, then I just invent a Panzer.
I was literally just going to be like, I mean, can I build a hunter killer drone for my security?
Let me.
It's only rarity 5.
see. It is restricted though, but yes, let me see talents.
That's the best part about building shit is I don't have to worry about that.
No, you still do, because what if somebody sees you with it?
Oh, that's a good point. Hunter killer drones are a bit too big to hide.
Yeah, okay, cobble together using spare parts or salvage. Difficulties based. Can modify the check based on circumstances. And cannot be created based on where they're at. So yeah, the
Okay, no, that one
primary
makes way more. That one makes way more sense as security. I figured it's still a very big drone, but it's also not restricted.
So there's not really an intrinsic, cost effect. Technically, if I'm guessing what the way you should read this is probably, even though you've already done that, probably you should not be rolling Mad Inventor to cobble together like vehicles or drones. Those are not necessarily items. Those are not like singular things that you can be like, yes, this is one single item, But we have done that before. What do you think? In making like a riot control drone?
Yeah.
That's like what, still 1, still 2?
Still 2.
Yeah. I'm at the very least gonna say, because I think this makes sense. I don't think you can Mad Inventor anything bigger than you.
Deal. So still 1 and below.
Yeah.
Or still 1/2 technically.
Well, yeah. You're mechanically you're still 1. I'll be that mean to you. You're. I don't think there are any. It doesn't make sense for there to be any playable archetypes that are actually still 0. Like in Star Wars, that's like Jawas who are literally 3 foot flat are like still 0.
Yeah. I'm still taller than Jawa.
Yes.
Hootie.
But yeah, like the functional equivalence, keeping it online is small devices and things. Also, you guys joke Utini's a talent.
I remember that one.
in Star Wars.
I
And
know.
I think, did you always get a free rank in it? They might have.
I think I need Jack to install this for me.
What, you don't want to do like Claymore and just
No.
brute force your mechanics check for 4
No.
hours?
No, I have
Sorry,
other things
3
to do.
hours.
No, you don't.
I like to believe I have other things I could be doing.
That I believe. Odin thinks he has better things he could be doing. We are in downtime, so technically he doesn't, but Odin would act like he does.
Also, I want to be very fair, Claymore. Jack has no idea you're running a gang out of this area.
I mean, that's
What makes
definitely
you
not
know
true
that?
because you saw him recruit these guys.
Yeah, I know. You said, hey,
I
I asked you if you want to come see me roll over a gang.
I don't think that Claymore has discussed with these guys, and at some point you do probably want to have an actual, like, say you have an in-character discussion, because I know you talked about offline about having the group call you Gozuki in public.
Yeah.
At some point you probably need to have a talk with them about, like, that you have like, properly formed Onigashima and, like, you know, what the limits of that are, just so we don't have any confusion with the team. But yeah, I don't know that Jack would not know you guys are collecting protection until probably at some point in the not too distant future, because like Claymore does not say not to avoid that address.
And you probably should
guys
really
show up.
you should probably really tell me, because I'm an irresponsible 14-year-old who owns a laser cannon.
Yeah.
I don't want to accidentally start a gang war with you.
Then pay your
I'm
protection fees.
just well, that's okay, but the
Like, I'll have a discussion about this, but I'm not backing down. If you want to set it down in real Rajamon, you're gonna have to pay in some form or fashion.
sorry, I'm saying, well, we will have to clarify that. But right now, we haven't got the part where, like, and I'll avoid it to. Oh, hold on, who's somebody suggesting edits in the middle of me adding?
Oh. No, that was me trying to copy shit down. Sorry.
Yeah, it happens. It's okay. You got it. I'm just gonna say that, like, they're probably. I will be nice and leave room for there to be a meeting of the minds, because what would be perfectly in character for Jack and would be a unfortunate comedy of errors I really don't want to bog my game down with would be that I'm pretty sure that if Onigashima comes up and is just like, hey, girl, you got a nice new place here. It would be a terrible shame if something happened to your windows. She would just
I
be
think
like,
it really depends on
cool.
who comes.
Shotgun.
And then the laser turret on her van activates and, like, melts them.
If the guys, if Petey and his gang showed up, I probably wouldn't do anything. But if the Night Parade show back up, I'm just gonna assume they want to kill me. So we'll shoot first.
Yeah. Probably at some point during this downtime, because they would be starting, because you said you wanted to go in these areas, somebody would be starting, like, you know, getting ready to set up for collections and stuff. Somebody would probably mention to Claymore, or somebody in the middle management that, hey, you know, somebody, you know, moved into our old pad. They bought out the old garage. And if that information passed up through Onryo, no, Jack said they didn't physically enter the property. So yeah, nobody would have any idea.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Also, Lucky would not know, because spoiler, the sign outside has giant rabbit, pink rabbit motif.
Well, also, you're assuming that I went in and I'm going around, you know, inspecting fucking property.
Well, no, I'm just saying if your gang sees it, they'll be like, "Hey, there's just new people that showed in."
Yeah, they'll just tell me that, you know, some moving into their old garage. I'm gonna think about the old garage. Have you told us that you're starting a fucking mechanics operation in Little Rajamon?
Would I have told anyone?
You see?
We're definitely, like, I'm constantly.
I probably
Wait, actually,
wouldn't
I have a very good question.
Yeah.
It's very important. When you guys are out doing this downtime stuff, how plugged into TACnet are you?
I'm out. I'm not in it.
I'm running the server, so it's like,
Yeah, that's fair.
Would I remember to turn it off?
It's like
I
I'm
don't
not doing
know.
criminal
So-
secret
so-
things.
Probably yes.
So, depending on things, Odin may or may not have seen some stuff from Jack's point of view in the TACnet.
I also feel like Odin at some point has heard about the big whole
Well,
Onigashima.
I definitely
problem
told you
is
guys
that
I'm
the
buying a
problem is
garage.
that Dallas and Lucky are both stubborn and absolutely will crash the entire game rather than back down.
I will, and a fucking.
Okay, I'll just go shoot Jack and resolve this. I'm kidding.
I like how your decision is to kill the 14-year-old mostly innocent and not Claymore. Though,
to say,
I admit your odds are much better that you could get Jack than Claymore.
I will kill Odin in a
I don't
heartbeat.
have
Are you
odds to
kidding
kill
me?
Claymore. I'm real. There's like 100 other
even-
dudes before
Odin,
that.
you don't have a chance against either of us. I'm not trying to be mean, but you're the least combat-oriented member of our
You keep
group.
undermining me. You keep like under.
You're literally the least.
everything I do.
That's not an insult. You're a support-focused. Am I wrong?
You do have a nice gun, but I do think that
Yeah, I know.
technically with the vehicle-mounted weapon, the heavy weapon, Jack does
Drone
have
and
more.
Also, like, I was thinking about it. It's like,
And
I'll just go kill
droid.
Dallas. It'll solve the problem. Not, I'll kill Jack.
Well, you said Jack. Anyway,
But no,
I know.
I am being like this way because again, like Claymore is kind of an asshole. Really is an asshole. 2, I have not talked about starting the game really with anyone. I've let you know that I'm running around rolling over gangs, but not much more than detail because guess what? He doesn't know how cool you guys are with that. But guess what? Your opinions on that doesn't fucking matter. 3, even if he knows that Jack is running the garage, he might be willing to talk to Jack. But 4, he doesn't know that, and 5, she hasn't told us. So I have no reason in character yet to discuss this. So I'm just been putting out that yes, someone will probably come around to Jack's place asking for protection fees.
I have a solution for this. Thankfully, as your benevolent game master, I remember that there are many NPCs in this network. So Jack,
I probably have told Akane about
yes,
this.
no, that is probably where this is gonna go. Where like you're setting up a small business, and Akane is like, "Cool, great. I can put you in contact with some people. You do know that you are setting up in gang territory, and this is a good question, Claymore. You told Akane you would to be taking the reins of Kintaro's and Night Parade.
Yes.
And putting them on her network. Did you tell her to keep that on the DL?
No.
Okay. So yes, Akane would straight up tell Jack, hey, you're operating in gang territory, and that's where Claymore's new crew is.
Okay.
The Onigashima.
So what are the rules?
Well, you should probably. I guess you should probably ask him. What I understand is that it's pretty standard. Payment for protection.
How much is that usually?
Oh.
Claymore would say
sometimes
that they're
forget.
not going to be collecting fees up front. This is going to be more of an end of the month deal, and it's either going to be in creds or services.
Jack will volunteer to, because you said you're running smuggling and transportation, right?
Yeah.
Jack will basically volunteer her services as a mechanic. No, as a mechanic. My fucking mouth is numb.
Mud cannon.
How many points in mechanics do you have, by the way?
I have 4, and I also have 3 boost dice to any mechanics check.
So, like
based
I
on
said, I haven't
modification and
written
repair.
what I'm calling spec work, the side hustle, but 4 is the limit for what we're calling expert consulting. So Jack is an expert mechanic. So like that is probably better than most of the guys in Onigashima right now. Like they're good, but they're not experts. So yeah, like I said, honestly, Akane is probably slightly concerned and embarrassed for Jack. I will probably, without telling her, definitely bring this up to Claymore when she asks, like how much is that? And she's gonna just be like, "Hey, yo, Claymore, your little tech friend has opened a garage, taken over the Night Parade's old place in the neighborhood, and I don't want to make any guesses about her background, but she doesn't seem to understand, like, how the rule of the street works. You may want to have either a talk with your boys or with her ahead of time about this."
No, I have knowledge of the streets like 1. Basically, what that means is I have the understanding of a person who doesn't know anything about the streets but thinks they know something about the streets.
Yes. I haven't yet designed a generic profile for fixers, but they will probably have like 4 or 5 streetwise. So like I kind of realize it's like, okay, this is gonna be a problem. All right. So yes, no. Like I said, if you guys want to know like what exactly Akane is telling who, ask me. But
Alright,
I feel like she will
Claymore...
start to facilitate a meeting of the minds here.
All right, yes. So
Okay.
Claymore will message Jack and be like, "Kid, you moved hey kid, you moved into my neighborhood?" ? This is being sent to Jack.
In all fairness, I didn't know you were keeping the night parade. I assumed you killed all of them.
There is a beat, and you just hear one word: fair.
That's a real conversation I've seen.
That would be her assumption.
No, like I said, fair. But it's all like
kill people like battalions.
that's all like, Claymore will send a message like, "I can't do you any favors. Everyone's got to pay protection, but." It's like, "I know you a whiz with those mechanics, so if you look after my guys' vehicles, we can waive those protection fees, and I'll make sure that there's a couple boys keeping an eye on your garage at all times."
You will get a text that is willing to, and then a picture of a baseball player.
You just get a thumbs up back.
The emojis of the internet.
Play ball.
Play ball.
No,
They're playing ball.
this is unironically, this is how in character Jack is. If you explain things to her, she's very easygoing. If you try and force her to do things, she's a stubborn jackass.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
as I said, we had to talk it through, and I had to be like, okay, wait, no. Akane would understand that this is about to be a problem and would do what a fixer does and fix it.
Just so you know, I have to image literally like so. That was put the table.
Oh shit!
Claymore bolt the table to the floor. Someone put the Claymore, a little Claymore on the table. They had to defuse the fucking Claymore off the table.
the Claymore bomb, yeah.
All right, anyway, Jack will I mean, not Jack. I don't know why. Claymore will send one last message to Jack. It's like, "Hey, FYI, if you need to talk to me for gang business, refer to me as Gozuki, not Claymore. This is very important."
We will send the thumbs up.
All right, cool. Everything's resolved.
All right, we got it. We figured it out.
Bomb defused.
I forget, because you guys have spent half of these 9 sessions not talking to fixers. I forgot. That's right. This is why I put fixers into this game. This is literally why they're called fixers. They fix.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then let me see.
Meeting?
About 2 hours. Yeah. Well, I want to double check. Wolf.
Oh.
Yes.
You have some downtime. Anything in particular you are doing with this memento?
He would definitely be looking for some space for the dojo. He probably would be going through Akane-chan because, let's put it bluntly, Wolf is not to negotiate.
Yeah. Nope. Yep. Okay. Akane can probably try and find you some property space, but since you don't have any of your own spice to put on it, she would give you quotes that are basically as listed in Lifestyles right now for a training hall.
Okay, yeah, it's just that's what he would be doing. Like, he's not trying to do anything special, and he's not really in any rush to do it either. So
yeah, and if you wanted to follow up on that Darkverse stuff as well, let me know, because Odin has.
Yeah, Wolf would probably be like hanging out and keeping an eye on that site, just to see if he spots anything going on between the listed people.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing immediately, like not one of them saying like, and in 4 days I will, cut down City Hall with a giant sword. Nothing like that. But you access this Darkverse site, probably like either in like an anonymous mode or you can come up with a cover alias. It is basically like it's a dark verse, so like it's kind of, you know, off the brand, a little technical, but like it's all very like subtle and dark, and it's like it's formed as like a bulletin board, though being in VR, it's not actually like done like a BBS, but like basically imagine you're kind of in like a what would the best format be? No, I do kind of like the idea of like it's almost like a theater.
Mm-hmm.
So like people who are just there to lurk are like literal, you know, nameless, faceless, just like shadowy shapes in the audience. And if you want to actually like engage in the public debate, the discourse, you like go up on stage and actually like sit and talk where everybody can like hear you in this space. And you do actually hear, you know, conversations from not all four of them all the time, but you do actually get to see little avatars and discussion points from each of the four people mentioned. You know, Kaze, Mizu, Kasai, Tsuchi. For the audience at home, in case you don't get it, that's wind, water, fire, earth.
Do you remember?
Yeah. Alternatively, we just need a fifth guy to say, "Heart! By your power combined, I am Captain Revanchism."
What?
Anyway, so if you're, you know, it's only a few days of downtime, and I don't know how much time you want to spend in a anonymous, radicalized message board. You know, I'm sure that at some points Wolf probably wants to like leave and like clean his brain out.
Yeah. He'll probably be checking, like, he'll probably spend a good, like, hour there a night.
Yeah. So you definitely like catch the vibe that the Major had previously described to Odin. These guys are very interested in kind of like revitalizing the Japanese national spirit. You know, we need to be properly, you know, Nipponese again. We need to leave Pacifica. We should stop integrating. We should go back to the islands. And you know, like you said, Wolf's not, you know, not got a lot of negotiation. I don't know if you have a lot of like what your knowledge skills are like. I don't know if Wolf has ever like sat down and like quoted to himself how many billions of dollars it would take to actually like rebuild Tokyo or Kyoto or any of the other major metropolises that were evacuated, right? But I assume you're a hacker. You've got a decent intellect. You would know it's lots. It's lots of money.
Yeah.
These guys are definitely like, well, we don't need to worry about money. You know, we'll make the Shanghai Pact, you know, the ex-Shanghai Pact members pay us back reparations. It's all fine. And we should be out there, you know, doing more to let the people know about our glorious spirit and that we're, you know, we're not to be fucked with.
But the Shanghai Pact doesn't have money either.
Yeah, no.
They're literally eating
Well,
themselves.
Yeah, thank you. Good, you have sense. Yes,
They're
they lost the war and have been forcibly, you know, demilitarized. This is in the background document, but still, like I mentioned earlier, the Russian Federation doesn't exist anymore. It's been broken up into a bunch of. It's been like fully balkanized. China is technically in a state of civil war with itself, and North Korea doesn't exist anymore. We're back to one Korea, everybody. So like, yeah, no, it's.
All it took was the Singularity.
Yes. So like they talk a good game, and very clearly based on the conversations you're hearing, those four members are the most serious. Like they have the mental like discipline and willpower to actually like do a terrorism, and they clearly have the physical capability. Obviously you've met Kaze, you know that he is like loaded up with some shit. And knows how to use a sword. But most of the other people just in the anonymous backdrop are just here to see the sparks fly, and occasionally, like, oh, I'm almost imagining, like, if you want to, like, throw in an anonymous comment, you, like, almost, like, throw a letter or a flower up on stage that somebody has to, like, read. So, yeah, it's very performative. but it's definitely like going in a radical direction.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you're if you're checking
Well,
in regularly,
Wolf-
I'll let you know.
Yeah,
if
Wolf
something
probably isn't doing anything overt at this point. He's just gonna be continuing to watch and kind of get a feel for the other four at least, because like he's at least encountered Kaze in combat where he doesn't really have any idea what the others are like. So
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you're monitoring. I will let you know if further. Sorry. Ugh. Stretching. Further adjustments. All right. Okay. Well, then let's do Claymore. Kuma guy. So, you asked Connie to run this arrangement for you.
Mhm.
So she like a good fixer, she gives you a brief recap. So the guy you're meeting is Sota Kuma guy. Actually, no, I'll copy the whole thing because it's funny. It has a parenthetical. Sota Kuma guy, patriarch of the Kuma guy family, a Yamabushi clan subsidiary. Dong dong, as the subtitles appear.
Yeah.
So, the Kumagai are primarily based in Little Rajamon and the surrounding neighborhoods. They actually, where you'll be having this meeting, if you're willing to go there, or you would ask Akane for maybe a neutral third-party location, but they have a family office.
I will step into their fucking office.
Okay. Yeah, so under the Yamabushi conglomerate, they have a family office. And Akane like gives you the quick, 411. Generally, their money-making methods are the usual stuff. Loan sharking, business fraud. They use intimidation and just the fact that they're willing to do illegal corporate stuff to get things done to handle real estate, construction, etc., business licenses, etc. And they operate gray market facilities, gambling halls, strip clubs, massage parlors, bathhouses, etc. Things that are technically legal but are normally supposed to be regulated, and they're just like, no, we're the Yakuza. We're not regulated, actually. Fuck you. Pachinko for everybody. So, yeah, you show up with your two LTs in tow.
Yarp.
Peachy Boy kind of like, runs a hand through his hair and says, I've only ever seen this place from the outside. Straightens his lapel. Okay. Well, let's go. Peachy Boy will be nice and step forward to open the door for you two to the rest of you two to step through.
Yep.
So, this family is probably not like, a mega rich subsidiary, but they have a nice office, kind of cropped corporate carpets. They actually have a couple of potted plants with real live bamboo in them.
Nice.
They have a nice, dark wood polished desk. There is an actual, human receptionist sitting there. Behind them, backlit, there is, the Yamabushi Kai, like logo, their clan emblem, which is the mountain. And the receptionist just kind of, bows, gestures to the elevator. We go in the elevator.
Yep.
Bing, boom. Slides open. You go up a couple floors. Now we're in like full classical Japanese interior architecture. Shoji screens and everything. There's a bunch of guys in suits around. They stand along the wall. Give you a respectful nod as you walk up. Want to make sure to open the slide for you. You go into the main office, and here is a pretty spacious room. Got some classical Japanese wall hangings. Got a couple racks of swords in the back. Got some incenses. Got some furious Buddhas and deity statues. There's a table, and in it you see 4 people. So at one side of the table, opposite where there are there's 3 cushions. Opposite that side Sitting down very formally, there is a older Japanese man, kind of salt and pepper hair, bushy mustache, got his hair kind of cut short in a very professional cut. You can definitely see Claymore. He's got a few scars, a few scrapes. You might even see some like old healed, bullet holes.
Mhm.
He's dressed very traditionally, neo-imperial, Haori, Hakama pants, kimono under, kind of a thing.
God, I tried rubbing my eye and I almost just stabbed myself. Son of a bitch. Hang on.
Careful. Watch out for your nails.
Yeah, no. My eye's just watering really bad all of a sudden. Hang on. It's very distracting.
Oh, trust me, that happens to me all the time.
Okay. I think I'm good. Please continue. I'm sorry.
All right, he's got it. So yes, this is Boss Kumagai. And obviously he did not choose to be named Kumagai Bear Valley, but he is a bit of a bear of a man. He's a little older and maybe a little too much weight on, but he's kind of broad-shouldered, a little thick-set, got some lines in his face. On one side, you recognize him. It's the lieutenant in question, Katsuro Ito, who's kind of dressed similarly the way you remember him, though kind of tried to be a little cleaner than normal. White suit, kind of a like orange tiger stripe shirt under it. 2 smartwatches, kind of a thing. His hair's kind of like neck length, straight black. I think it's been like a couple of weeks since he got beat up, so like he's still got the little bandage over his nose where Sam very definitely broke his nose.
Mm-hmm.
But like it looks healed, all the swelling's gone down, the bruising's gone, But he's definitely seen some better days. And then off on the other side of opposite shoulder, there is another LT. Her name is Sayuri Noguchi. And she's dressed in a similar, like, traditional Japanese style to the boss. Kimono. But her hair is back in a very simple bun. She's also wearing, like, dark sunglasses. But you can tell that she's got, like, under the kimono, she's got, like, the full Erasumi tattoos as well. Like, very clearly she is, like, a full member of this squad. And then the fourth person, who's kind of sitting on the middle angle of the table, is Akane, who is Akaned up, as usual. So yeah, you walk in. Akane does a round of introductions. She introduces you as Gozuki, because I'm sure that you've cleared her on the business beforehand.
Yes.
So, yeah, no, we'll say. Akane is doing introductions in very pitch perfect, polite Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
And she definitely uses as respectful a language to talk about you, Claymore, as she does about Boss Kumagai.
Oh, I'm
so
flattered.
Kumagai will actually he'll actually get up from his cushion and, not a deep bow, but he will offer you, a proper bow bent from waist before resuming his seat.
Claymore will bow, and he will bow deeper, but only fractionally so.
Yes. All right. Giving him a good sign. Yeah. So, like, their bows are a little stiff, but Omryo and Peachy Boy managed to match your level of respect.
Mm-hmm.
And so I assume, Claymore, you will sit.
Yes.
Do you want Onryo and Peachy Boy to sit as well?
Yes.
Okay. Then they'll take their positions.
They're my number 2s.
I mean, they could stay standing and look intimidating, but
I got that covered.
Yeah. Yes. No. You with your general non-Euclideanness, this cushion is very small. You are very large.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they managed to sit. Onryo can probably bring herself to like sit in something resembling a proper like Seiza position. Peachy Boy definitely with his long gangly legs has to like sit just like cross-legged or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny. Oh, also because we didn't really describe it before. Onryo's wearing the suit. She's probably got like actually a men's cut style suit. Double-breasted jacket, suit tie, tailored pants. She's probably still wearing like they're nice, but would probably still be going for like riding boots instead of like loafers.
Yeah.
But unless you told her to ditch it, she is still wearing her like bright neon painted, Mempo half mask to cover the bottom half of her face.
Nah, let's go. I love it.
Yeah. No, she has a vibe, okay?
Start calling her. She's gonna start calling her the Hanya of Onigashima.
But yeah, no, she's so everybody sits. Like I said, there's the round of introductions. Akane is as your mediator is the one who pours everybody tea. And after a brief respectful pause for some tea sipping, Boss Kumagai speaks up and he says, "Well, Gozuki, it's come to my attention through little Akane-chan that through nobody's fault of their own, just business, my office and your office are in a little bit of loggerheads." Pulls at his fans himself. Ito kind of like, fights a grumble in the back there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, I have no desire for conflict. And yes, that pause is intentional. He was looking for a word there. And I would like to resolve things respectfully for all parties. Yeah, he'll probably give a pause if you have a response to that.
It's all like, Claymore will nod as well, and it's all like, will nod like, it's like, yes, Onigashima is not looking to make enemies at this time.
Sorry, what was that? Lucky, you broke up a little.
Let me double check here. Claymore will respond with, yes, Onigashima is not looking to make enemies at this time, so coming to a resolution before would be, what's the word I want to use? Agreeable.
He kind of nods and says, I'm glad that despite your well-earned intimidating reputation, aside glance at Ito, you are also a reasonable man. It is good for leaders to be reasonable. Am I correct in understanding that you yourself may have seen what the world is like when leaders are unreasonable? He kind of like tilts his head so you can see like he's got like a bullet scar like creasing his temple or something. He's basically asking you if you're a Singularity war vet.
Yeah, it's all like, I've seen Claymore will kind of do like turn his head slightly to the side, look off into the middle distance, and just be like, it's like, I have seen unreasonable men become unreasonable, and unreasonable men become tyrants.
Yes. It is not always true. Many of our youngsters forget or simply do not know what it was like back in those days. The business is much more reasonable, business-like, professional here in Pacifica. And my associates in the clan would much prefer it to stay that way. Now,
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say this out loud, but I just want I just want Claymore to have that response. No, actually, no. Claymore's a threatening dude. Yes, no. He will turn his attention back to Kumagai and be like, "Yes, we would definitely not want things to become unreasonable."
all right. He you know, closes his fan and like tips it very slightly to you, acknowledgement that like he's like, okay, I got that. I picked that up. I see what you're saying. And he's like, yes, and obviously, as you are not looking for enemies in your new venture, as a statement of fact, it would be unwise to draw enemies of a large organization such as the Yamabushi Kai. But we are not here to make enemies. We are here to reach a business arrangement. Now, he kind of like he tilts aside to the other LT, the woman Sayuri, and she just kind of like, you know, does a slight nod. She will, you know, pull out a classic Japanese kiseru pipe and, you know, light up a little. So she speaks very, very like clipped, precise, but out of the 7 people around this table, the only person who's probably more relaxed than, well, actually, I don't know. Claymore, how relaxed are you? You might be number 1.
No, I'm pretty damn relaxed. I relax in the way that someone who knows that they can kill a lot of people can be. I think that's the only way I can put it.
Yeah. So she is probably like competing for you at that level of relax, not because she thinks she could take, you know, all 3 of you in a fight, but more that like she, you know, this isn't her problem right now.
Yeah.
She's not the one who fucked this up. The person who I would say is the most relaxed is Akane, who is like, I'm here as a neutral party. Therefore, both sides are disincentivized to fuck with me. That would be bad for everybody. Also, just in general, Akane's vibe is just to be the most relaxed in the room. I'm just Akane-chan, everybody's favorite little friend.
I feel like I might test her at some point.
We'll see if you get any like a red hatchet stuck in your door at any point. I've this is mentioned in the fluff about her in the main document, but people who have done a wrong by Akane have shown up with, you know, an axe in their back in an alley.
Oh no, I don't think I would do a wrong by Akane. I think I would just make her lose her patience.
I could see that. A lot of people lose their patience with Jack. But yeah, so Sayori speaks and says, you know, yes, originally our misunderstanding came around because one of my former associates, Miss Noriko Nishikawa-san, worked under me. She was an anego, a big sister to many of our little brothers and sisters. But she felt that her fortune lay elsewhere than with the family, and while that is very regrettable, it has been made perfectly clear that she has properly abandoned all her oaths and unsworn herself. And while that may affect future business, there's no need for any further misunderstanding. Pointed a side glance at Ito. So, you know, Kumagai just kind of like raises a hand to, you know, let her know to stop and kind of nods and says, so, as you can see, we have no further qualms with my former associate, Nishikawa-san. Actually, no, he would probably say Nishikawa-kun. Like, you know, professional respect type stuff. But, obviously, you and your other associates were originally in her employ when there was an altercation. My man here was attempting to make sure that all due respect was being paid to my family, and may have been a little overzealous. But it can't not be said that he and his associates, the little brothers under him, were not harmed by this interaction. So I myself am aware of all of this. I'm keeping up on my men. And I would like to say, obviously, I understand no ill intent on your part in this incident. You are simply doing business. I am simply doing business. And I'm hoping that we can resolve this as businessmen.
Claymore just Claymore, nods and it's like I'm trying to vibe. Do I need to make an offer of recompense, or does he gonna ask for something?
Right now, he is leaving the door open. If you, hypothetically, for instance, you wanted to drop a briefcase of money on him right now, he's leaving it open for that kind of a thing.
How much would I have to drop though?
Oh, I don't know. How much do you want to? Actually, no. You have a decent number of streetwise. Roll me an easy streetwise check. Let's see if you can brain this out really quick.
Brain don't fail. Success to advantage.
Okay. I mean, you're talking just at worst, broken bones, right? No, you guys are playing softball basically on these guys. You did knock out a few of them, and obviously,
we took them to the hospital.
Did you guys actually drop them off? I think you did. Yeah.
Yes, I dropped them off in the van that I stole.
Yes. So the main thing is the embarrassment, the face of it all, right? So in order to yeah, you got a couple advantage. Basically, in order to keep face, Kumagai has one of two routes. He either needs, to let it be known that, you are a respectful businessman, a member of this community, accidentally stepping on toes by roughing up his boys, but it's okay because you're willing to show him that we're cool, basically, give him an offer of recompense. Or he would have to punish Ito in some way, because Ito-san would have stepped out of his bounds and gotten involved in a fight with a guy like Claymore. And obviously it seems like that's not the route he wants to go, but otherwise he's gonna, look like he's weak, and that's not cool because he's a patriarch.
No, I don't want to make him look weak. That would come and bite me in the ass later.
I mean, I do need new workers for my garage.
The respectful vibe there would probably be hospital bills wouldn't be too bad. I'm just trying to think. I mean, I think it would have to be at least 4 digits because I'm just imagining handing him 500 cred would be a little disrespectful.
Would 1200 be okay?
Yeah, that with your roll that would probably be fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna spend a story point because I totally did not plan this ahead of time. And
sure.
So story. And Clay. So with that, Claymore is going to turn to Peachy Boy and just be all and just give kind of a head jerk, which is the signal to bring out the briefcase that was totally prepared in advance.
All right. Also, I like the idea that not as a dig on Axe being ooh, we're getting a little low on story points. I'm just imagining that I feel like Odin senses somewhere that things are getting more tense.
It's called Ready for Anything.
It's true. It is true. You are ready for anything, and you're just hold on.
I sense it is
My coffee
dead.
cup
is
is
this?
very tense all of a sudden.
Oh, is this?
I'm gonna give good vibrations.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. So Peachy Boy just kind of nods, reaches behind him. Sets a nice briefcase. Does the full like open up, double check, turn around to the boss. Do you want to like say anything with this, or just kind of let it ride?
Nah, no words are needed.
All right. So boss Kumagai gives it a respectfully short look. He does not count it up mentally. He just kind of like eyeballs it, nods, close, lock himself. He hands, actually no, he does not hand it to. He does a very subtle head jerk of his own. Ito will then take the closed briefcase and put it, down by the side. He kind of like Ito's kind of like a little side grumble himself. You see, he's trying real hard to keep some words back because like he's a little bit of a fired up guy, but also he knows it would be a bad idea to start a fist fight with Gozuki. He couldn't even punch out a robot, and he's not wearing his exo this time.
God, I owned the shit out of that. I
Yeah, you
remember
got it
Ito
pretty
punch
bad.
harder. Ito punch harder than a fucking 10 mil.
Well, I'm
Not without his exo gear, no.
No, and I am only in my concealed, so I only have soak 7.
Yeah, no.
But
I
it
don't.
still applies.
I don't think he can easily beat that barehanded. He has been. Actually, yeah. If you see him reach for it, you will see he does have like boxer's tape up on his hands and stuff.
Mhm.
It does look like while he has been, recovering from being beat up, he has been hitting the gym. Like, so he's like been trying to like make sure he's fighting fit and stuff. But yeah, no, he knows that he can't. If it turned into a Yakuza boss fight, he would lose. Claymore has a lot of health bars.
Claymore also does heat actions.
That's also true.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'll throw him out a fucking window.
But no, Claymore has a lot of heat bars and a lot of health bars. Actually, technically, in this context, the heat bar would probably be more like your strain threshold. Claymore doesn't have a lot of that, but he makes very efficient use of them.
Yes, I do.
But yeah, no. So like he takes it and sets it aside, and Kumagai gives a like an honest, solid nod of the head. I'm glad we are such a respectful. I'm glad we could come to an understanding. I believe that you are a upright and straightforward businessman, just like myself.
Says the Yakuza boss to the other Yakuza boss.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, well,
How it works.
well,
That's what he's saying. He's basically like, all right, he's without because again, politeness. That's all of this. There's a reason why Lucky and I are both being very careful with our word choice tonight in
Naturally.
character. But like what he's basically saying, filter off is like, okay, I understand you are a fellow man of respect and but also violence.
Mm-hmm. No, this is also important because if I get this family to see me as as more than a street gang, again, it's influence. So yes, no, this is why Claymore is playing things very respectfully and non-violently.
Yes, I mean, you said what earlier? You got what 3 points of streetwise?
Yeah.
Claymore knows how crime works.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you have no further thing to say to him directly right now,
Claymore will talk a little about Onigashima and the direction we are going. Because he would speak about how he'll gesture to PG Boy is how they used to he'll use the word contract his boys out for work, and they would still be amenable to doing such work in said circles for appropriate rates and whatnot.
yes. So yeah, that was just gonna say that was what he's gonna ask you about because
Yes.
he would be like input on Onigashima. So yeah, so you outline, that you have merged the night parade and the Kintaro.
Mhm.
And you talk about their past business arrangement.
Yes.
Kumagai nods and says, "Yes, the family sometimes has need of willful and vibrant young people to do our business around the office."
I had a
We
question.
understand. We'll do a continue to contact. Sure. Yeah. What?
Sorry, I have a question, Claymore. Would you have told the rest of the group about this meeting?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I probably
Then I
wouldn't
won't
have
have
tacked in.
Because if you did, I would have given you business cards.
I probably should get business cards.
Also, I forgot to bring this up earlier, but off mic, Lucky, you said Claymore would go to Jack to get a logo design.
Yeah, no. Well, after this meeting's done, Claymore is gonna have the moment of I might need business cards.
You've already spent one story point on this meeting. You can't spend another.
No,
you can't
I can't.
afford that.
No.
But yeah, no. So Kumagai will actually rotate his neck to acknowledge Peachy Boy and be like, "Momo-kun, I assume you are still available at the usual phone number." And he nods and he's like, "Yes, Patriarch Kumagai. You can still find me there." And so yeah. When talking about your future criminal activities, are you gonna mention any of your broader plans to the boss, to the Patriarch, or just kind of like what you've already got up in the air right now? With being able to do hired muscle and stuff. Because technically, as Akane explained some of their businesses, you are kind of planning to get a little into the competing area with these guys.
No, not right now. Not right now. Like I said, right now we are trying to solidify our hold.
Yeah.
Right now, once we start emerging, that we might come to a little bit more blows. But hey, it's business.
Yeah. So yes, in that case, then he will just be like, "Very well. If we have no more old business to discuss, we shall conclude things in the traditional way." And he just kind of leans over his shoulder and barks to the back, "Sake." So just to let you know that bygones are bygones. He is willing to end the meeting with a shared shared cups of sake just between you and him.
Okay.
Which is honestly pretty respectful. But like I said, I think based on the firsthand input of Ito, probably Akane pre-briefed you on this guy. You don't know what Akane pre-briefed him on you. You don't know what she said.
One of it probably was,
I'm
"Don't
sorry,
try to
it's
shoot
all
him, we'll ignore it."
I'm just like, you see that man? He went underwater and he yeeted a sub off a cliff.
That guy fought a submarine and won. Huh? It's literally true. I also
Okay.
Akane might straight up just be like, "Yeah, no, he's a demon. He came back from hell."
I mean, she's
That's
not
true from a certain point of view.
wrong.
Yeah, no, I could absolutely see Akane just being straight up like, "Oh, that guy, the guy you call Gozuki? Yeah, no, he can't. He escaped from hell.
He climbed out the Sanzu River.
I love that.
He's literally returned from Yomi, from the country of the dead."
I love that it was just such a throwaway line in the first session, and it has just stuck so well.
I mean, that's how nicknames
We
work.
all made quips on
it
it,
was just
so.
You were just the demon at the gate, and one of the Kintaro guys was smartass enough to be like, "What are you, some kind of Gozuki?" And you were just like, yeah, actually, fuck you," and you punched his lights out. And gee, guess what? That was a really formative moment for these guys. Which is another reason why probably this guy is like I said, taking you seriously and being respectful. So yeah, no, he'll have an attendant come in with the bottle and a couple of cups and the shuffle and pour you the sake, pour him the sake,
Mhm.
and you both take a drink. I assume,
Yes, I will drink.
Yeah. It's pretty good sake.
Good shit.
Definitely authentic. Probably from a back collection that was imported, or somebody who's got a reasonable means to replicate everything exactly as it was. But yeah, so you exchange the drinks, and then kind of just like after a moment, Akane will kind of like rise from her seat and say, "Well, gentlemen, I think this has been a productive business meeting. If you guys are, you've come to an understanding. If all things are settled, we can go about our business.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I wouldn't want to, impose on a budding business relationship. You guys have each other. You have ways to contact each other, but we're all friends here. So if another meeting is required, I'm sure you can give me a call." Kumagai kind of, nods in acquiescence.
Claymore will nod as well.
All right, and then you guys can basically make your goodbyes.
Yep, your goodbyes. I'll make sure
What's
that
it?
that someone has a way to reach Gozuki, just in case.
Yes. I mean, you got a phone, so I like you've. Akane obviously has your contact information, but I believe, because you said to have them call you if anything came up, that Onryo and PG Boy at least know how to get in touch with you.
Yes.
The old chain of command.
By the way, you will have business cards when you're done with this meeting.
Yeah.
Jack is pretty. It's Jack's like ADHD, like manic / fugue state moments just means that I totally believe that like she just zoned out and was like, business cards. Business cards for me. Business cards for
business
you.
cards for
As someone that has to deal with someone who's like, I think, always stoned, it feels like that sometimes.
You just zone in and out. But yeah, so
Not
once
physically,
again,
but like,
Kumagai will raise up. He'll give you a bow.
Mhm.
Ito will also stand and bow. Definitely, I feel like the camera cuts to him and like he looks up when you finally have made your own moments and leaves. He looks up at you and he's definitely got like staring at your back with just like angry eyebrows on. Like he can't make any moves right now. You and his boss have officially let bygones be bygones. But
plus, I don't think he's actually that mad at Claymore specifically, because Claymore didn't touch him.
No, and that's true. He's not really like angry at Claymore, but he's not happy about this situation, and he's kind of like rolling all of it into this association.
Listen, I'm just taking up all the aggro, okay?
Listen, if he finds Sam, he's gonna trash it.
Well, no, he won't, because Sam's probably gonna be at that fucking garage, and that garage
point
is under my protection.
Fair,
We have to have another
Sam will
fucking.
eat
I mean,
him
if
at this
he
point.
sees Sam walking on the street, he would absolutely try and take him out. But no, if you're storing him at the garage, it's not going to get into it.
Also, I don't know if he would even recognize Sam at this
also,
point.
probably not, because you've added the tail and the
The
claws.
razor claws, the jaw.
I think like 60% of the thing is gone. It's been replaced, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, so that's the moment. Akane, by the way, walks out with you, Claymore and gang.
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment in the elevator where she just kind of nods and kind of taps her foot along to the non-existent elevator music, and it's just like, okay, that went well.
Claymore kind of just saws and says, "Not so well for my wallet, but."
Well, don't you worry about that. I'm sure your old pal Akane will have something for you in the not too distant future. She also kind of like tilts her head around and glances at your two LTs flanking you and says, also technically these guys work for you. Do you? She looks up and down in particular at Peachy Boy and is like, I'm pretty sure you guys flashed some cash. You don't got anything in your pocket for your boss? Peachy Boy just kind of like nervously pulls his lapels and
And like Claymore will vehemently shake his head, like, "No, I didn't want Onigashima to squeeze a bunch of kids out of their pocket earnings. If anything else, I'm gonna be dumping more cred into them until they can really start bringing it in. Then I'll get my cuts." It's like, First you first you expand, then you grow, then you reap. Not you don't reap.
But
You
they
don't reap
always
before.
say you gotta spend money to make money.
Yeah. So yeah, if you got any jobs, especially high risk, high reward ones, send them my way.
I got a few things cooking. I'll give you a call.
Mm-hmm.
Also, make sure to check in with your boys.
Gozuki's the red one, right? Just to
What?
clarify.
I don't actually know if they actually have like official coloring. I don't
It
know.
varies.
Well,
Yeah.
usually
Gozuki's
when
usually
you're doing the
gray
team,
or green.
usually one's red and one's blue or green because they're used to be
Okay,
synonyms.
but Claymore has gone for the red motif, right?
Yeah, red and black, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing then.
Claymore himself is definitely a red Oni.
Yeah. I know what I'm doing then.
Actually, oh, there's a red version of Gozuki.
Yeah, it's pretty crimson. But yeah, no, the Gauls and Mez, as it were, are a little more open ended as well because they are also that's the Japanese version of the ox head and horse faced guy.
Yeah, literally. Anyway, Claymore was
Okay.
this patting Akane-chan on the head and be stoic and cool.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see. How long has this been going? Not even 3 hours. Okay. We started a little late. That's what's up. I'm
Yeah.
like, is it almost midnight? Jeez.
All right,
Okay.
time. I guess time for shit to go bad. I guess.
Oh, you're about bad. I will take a break and step away real quick though. Here.
Same
We
though.
have-
I need water. I've been braining.
We've been talking
step away
and
also.
stuff. I have paused.
I've been sick, so I've been drinking a lot of water.
It's good. I will be right back myself. I got to refill my water. Beer. Okay. Bippity boppity back.
Okay.
All right.
So I reposted I don't know if you saw it, but I reposted the family tree because I don't know how to post Word documents onto Discord.
I think you might be able to just dump in Lincoln, but I prefer just posting it in text because it would be like an attachment I'd have to like re-download.
Yeah.
This is fine. Okay.
Also, any of the in-laws are just under their significant other.
Okay.
And I assume Pacifica. I probably should have asked you, but I assumed
back.
Pacifica still technically had a standing army.
Yes, no, they have a military
Okay.
force. The Pacific
And
Guard.
I did that
I assume
right.
they would since they've been fighting Texas and stuff.
Yeah, no, they have they do have an actual. It's not all PMCs. They have an actual army, the Pacific Guard.
It's why sometimes we gotta remember all the corpors we got aren't actually as powerful, as big as we think they are sometimes.
I mean, they are
Technically,
usually that big. It's just that it's like real life that like they are not the sole, you know,
Okay, sorry about that. I'm back.
arbiter of stuff. All right.
Technically, 3 of my family are veterans of the Singularity War. Although I guess if you technically count R&D development, it would be 4.
No.
But Cirrus also has skinny nerd arms, so he definitely was not in combat.
Yeah. Okali dokali. All right, everybody's back. I have my recording cooking again. Suz. That meeting probably takes place on like a late afternoon, early evening one day. If the
Would
rest
Akane
of you-
tell me Lucky's apartment address if I
well,
asked
she
her?
would not. Well, actually, yeah, you do have the building now. She probably wouldn't. Well, she might. She would probably honestly like if she got that request, she would like forward it to, not like forward it, but she would probably call Claymore first and be like, "Hey, Jackrabbit's asking about, your if you got an address or something."
Claymore would just be like, got it. Open a messenger app. Jack, why do you want to know about where I live?
Well, not necessarily where you live, just where I can send things to you. I made business cards.
There's a beat. It's all like, and he just like Claymore has to think about this. It's all like, if you had like said this like a day ago, I probably been all like, why the fuck you made business cards? But I just got out of a fucking meeting and I was just thinking, man, I could really use some business cards.
I know it's the I should have like. I literally thought about it at midnight. I was like, man, I need business cards.
Actually, the messaging here. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, you're pretty good with the art. You think you can make a fucking sick ass Onigashima logo?
Oh, I'm way ahead. So basically, you'll get a text of a basically traditional kind of Hanya style Oni mask, with an open mouth, and the Oni mask will be like pitch black, basically, and red and burnt orange smoke will just be pouring out of the eyes and nose of the Oni that spells out Onigashima.
Nice.
Graphic design is my passion.
Yes. Also, yes, Axe, if I remember correctly, when Major Uzumaki gave a card to contact her, you ended up exchanging business cards.
Yeah. He's got his own cards. I just think it's funny. It's like he already has cards.
It's like, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't have a business until a day ago.
I mean, that's understandable.
It's like, Claymore is like, nah, I'll just swing by your garage here in a bit.
Kick it.
But yes, if there's any other like downtime things, pre some sort of thing coming up, job offer, whatever, to do,
Hang on.
call it in. Otherwise, we'll move then. Well, you're really
Yeah,
lucky. You're not hitting
not
the
yet.
threat where it breaks forever.
Yeah, I know, right? Jesus. Well, what does 2 threat do?
Since you're getting your fucking business cards from Jack, you want to just be like,
Yes,
Jack,
actually, yes. Jack, can
I
you
can't
put
get this fucking holster.
you put this holster back on my fucking armor?
Jack, this holster's killing me.
It fell off.
Is there a weird way to get like Odin into the plot by Odin showing up? Could you get these sensor dampening into my armor?
I mean, you could also just do that, but I honestly think, like I said, we're in downtime, so we're all just like,
It's
you guys are to
average,
the floor with,
check?
yes, it's average.
Okay.
If you do want to call on Jack and get it plugged in, yeah. But
Sick.
I'd rather, honestly.
I may have a little bit in mechanics.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a tad.
Odin would also like some sensor dampening installed in his armor. we're in the downtime and we're in the back and forth. I've checked in with everybody. You're all spinning your plates.
It's just like I'm out of basic things I want to buy, so mostly because it's like everything else I buy is like stuff I gotta like think about like at a deeper level sometimes.
Okay, all right.
I have a couple of
Yes.
new things that I'll bring up next downtime. They need to
Okay.
percolate.
All right, so it's the next day. It's probably like I said, the Friday. You know, bumming around. Actually, this is a good question. Claymore, you own a slightly run down, but you own an apartment building now. Are you just crashing there?
Yes.
Okay. You throw your stuff in one of the apartments, probably one of the nicest ones. There's a decent number of the Onigashima people have moved in to like some of the lower floors are clearing stuff.
Mhm.
They probably get together some crews to like, do some scrapping, like see if there's anything salvageable. If it's not salvageable, just junk it. If it is, you can turn it into something.
Mhm.
But basically, as you're minding your own business, maybe you're doing your rounds of the apartment and like looking for like, is this floor still intact?
Yeah, no. Inspection.
Yes, it is. It's not like bombed out or anything, but it's definitely like a little dingy. You're doing some mental math about how much fucking paint you need to buy. It's a lot. You get a call on your holophone.
Oh, all right.
You do not recognize the person who is calling you, but the name that comes up is Joy with an E.
Claymore, hems and haws a little bit, but it's not like, and well, wait, joy, and we'll so I will be like, just answer, and just speak.
So in an obviously like filtered and distorted voice that I can't like do live, a kind of nondescript voice comes over and says, "Have I reached Claymore?"
He goes, depends on who's asking and how much they offering.
I'm called Joy. And I'm asking because I'm to understand. No, it is my understanding that you're looking for a guy known as Dirk. And I'm calling because I'm also looking for a guy named Dirk. And I'm wondering if we could have a little collab.
Uh-huh.
Is that the guy that blew you up?
Yes, that is the guy. That is the guy.
Yes.
Out of care, that is the guy that blew me up.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Okay, Joy. Let's just say I am this Claymore. What kind of collab are you thinking of?
I've got intel, expertise, other stuff. We don't need to go into right now. You've got that you're allegedly motherfucking Claymore. If there's a little bit of a pause, the voice says, "I've been researching this very thoroughly. You are the one I'm." No, it would be Claymore is the one I'm looking for. Because you're looking for Dirk. I'm looking for Dirk. And there's a lot we could do. But I want to make sure that if I was speaking to Claymore, he's still the person that Dirk thinks he was anyway. So I've got information for trade. It's with me right now. but I'm thinking of holding a little audition, I think is what people call it. If you want the info. Actually, no. Joey would be playing along a little more here. It would be, if Claymore wants my info, the one known as Claymore can find me. Currently, I'm being held captive by a group known as the PKs in their hideout in Oakland. You want my info? Just come pick me up. And to throw a little extra on top, the PKs are planning on selling me out to Dirk in probably around 24 hours. So some of his guys will probably be by to collect that too. But if you wait too long, I'll have to skip town.
Claymore is what's the best way to do this? Oh yeah, Claymore will just growl into the phone. Pack your bags then. And he is going to hang up at that point.
Alright, you've hung up.
I hung up. So the name of the gang was what? PKs?
Yes, the PKs.
What do I know about the PKs?
Roll me some. You're a little far away. Let's make it a hard streetwise.
Success threat.
Okay. You're not 100% sure because they are over in kind of the north edge of Oakland, but you're pretty sure that the PKs are a scav gang. The PK part stands for Platinum Killers. You're not really sure if that means anything. They might have just thought it sounded cool. But they are a scav gang, and they operate out of a half-built arcology tower known as Ocean Oaks. And basically, from what you remember, it's their turf. It was, you think, abandoned, like, towards the tail end of the collapse. The company who was building it, like, got bought out and defuncted, and they never finished it. So basically, the PKs squat in this half-built tower and have slowly been strip mining it for the past couple of years for valuable resources. Hence why they are a scav gang.
All right. So she's been, well, I say she, but they've been captured by PKs and are gonna have a trade. So it sounds like what I need to do is go fight an entire ecology tower. Let's go!
I got the van.
Well, no, Claymore has to think about that for a second. It's all like, no, it's like, no, it's too early for Onigashima. That would just be throwing bodies at a chipper. It's like, I don't actually have the money to pay for a crew. But
You are going to pick apart a gang.
But we are going to pick apart a gang, so we might...
If you at least... I will say, you got... I mean, out of character, you got threat on this. Claymore would understand that his intel of these guys is a little shaky.
It's a little shaky.
If I call your contacts or let the group in to, like, maybe find if there was a more profitable angle on this.
Yeah. No. No, Claymore will request access to the TechNet.
I believe, Odin, that's you running it, so...
Yeah.
You want to let...
Oh, he lets it back in, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty...
I think we probably refresh the password every week, and then every day, if depending on the job.
Yeah.
Jack is never logged out.
Stays forever.
You probably boot and deafen yourself on the chat.
But Claymore will be literally like, hey, guys, I got something that's a job but not a job. Do you guys know anything about the PK scav gang up in Oakland?
Could I roll a no society on them at all, or no?
Let's see. Normally, it's to know their turf and like businesses is usually streetwise, but
Their modus
I guess you could
operandi.
roll no. Yeah, you could roll no society to kind of like know about like because he called it the neighborhood, like know out in the neighborhood and what's that like. So yeah, you could
Yeah,
roll me
like
a
what are
hard
they
no
doing?
society to like figure out what that neighborhood is like and like
Sweet.
what their relationship with society is like there. Like you wouldn't
Swag.
necessarily know their whole criminal steez.
Nope, never mind.
Can I try?
You don't know anything about the PKs or Platinum Killers. You do know a little bit about that section, kind of like on the fringes of where Oakland, which is a very like heavily industrialized production difficulty, and you know that area, and the North Bay, which is much more like relaxed, a little residential, got a lot of like farming and medical up there. If this place is actually like close to the water where you know the bay goes into the river, that's probably a little grungy, a little grimy, a little run down. But recently, you've been doing a lot of research in real estate, Jack. The land under them is decently valuable. You do probably with an advantage, probably remember something about some like half-built housing developments up there that maybe a scav gang could squat in. But yeah, like I said, you don't remember anything with the PK specifically. Also, yes,
I will
Wolf is saying,
relay
"Have you
all of
checked
that to the group.
your bounty app?" If anybody pulls up Headhunter, there's probably not any active calls for a guy on there. There might be some notes of like some local police precinct of like, you know, if you have any information about crimes in that area, call this number. But nothing seems specifically to be tagged on a member of the PKs to start like posting bounties and tips on.
Who is the fixer in that area?
See, fixers, you would know.
Like, I only know Pepper and Akane-chan, like, personally, but...
The people you would probably call for that would be, out of the, like, well-known fixers in San Fran, would be, probably, let's see. You could call Black Betty. She's kind of like, it's further down, but she's kind of like dockside. You guys have done some bounty work for Reverend Heat before. He's usually a little more southern than that, but you know, he's a fixer. And also, I think I'm rereading Montana's zone. Yeah, Montana's probably out by Oakland Way as well. And like I said, you've done some work for Reverend Heat, technically, with the bounty payout, unlike Hank Redwood and stuff.
Anyway, so Claymore will go on. So I got this call about someone who is being held by the PKs, and they want me to come get them. My first reaction is that this is a fucking trap, but also it could not be a trap. Also, it's a fucking scav gang, so they might have some good loot, and I am really out of cred. Again.
You do only call us when you're out of money.
I mean, do you call me
That's
for social
not
engagements? For social engagements, Odin? When was
You
the
make a
last
good
time
point.
When was the last time we went to the bar, huh? Fuck you.
He's been.
Hey,
I
I
mean-
call you about things outside of work sometimes.
I know, Jack. That's why I didn't yell at you.
The ironic part is Odin pointing out that we usually talk about business would be that if he was calling you outside of work, you might be too broke to go to the bar.
Oh, I could bust up enough money for.
I mean,
fucking
we could
drinks.
probably just chop. We could probably chop some of their stuff. They have to have something. I'm assuming there's a reason we're knocking these people over, and it's not just no reason.
I mean, yeah, like, they're probably not gonna like it that I come to go pick up this person that they plan to selling to someone else. So they'll probably try to stop me. And if they try to stop me, I'll end them, and then all their stuff will suddenly no longer have an owner. Therefore, it is free to pick up.
Has Claymore
Yeah.
mentioned how much time we have?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, hasn't
And I
come up
guess
yet.
I was just
We're in the
so,
intel phase.
So what are we working with here? We got some of the Scav gang, and they're gonna be sold off. When? Or do we have a deadline?
Oh, like, 23 hours, maybe?
Oh, okay. Let me get some work.
Oh, I guess I can't do the legwork myself then.
I'm gonna go for. Okay. Okay. I think my thing worked. Oh God.
Are you okay, Jack?
Yeah, I thought my bio implants didn't work. They did, and they turned on. That
Jack
was
suddenly has like fully
concerning.
the field of vision you see from Jack and the TACnet is suddenly like, blue tinted. And but really washed out as her eyes, turn into cat slits.
I gotta turn that back off. Okay. I'm gonna go rev up the van, and I'm gonna see if I can't find something.
I'll go dig up more on the PKs in the meantime.
I'm gonna Can I roll on the property?
I'll check out the verse.
What sort of intel would you be looking at on the property? I guess
Like,
just roll
who
about Ocean
owns the
Oaks.
property they're on? Because you said
Okay.
they're running out of a whatchamacallit.
Ocean Oaks. It's a half-built arcology. Yeah, you can roll an easy no society for that, because assuming Claymore provides you with the name Ocean Oaks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, you get to add a boost because your phone.
Oh yeah.
That's true. You do have a phone.
I'm gonna see if we can.
And Wolf, you're gonna check out the verse.
Yeah, probably looking for what they've been selling, like history of them selling it on the Dark Verse.
But look at the Goblin forums too, I guess too.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a average no verse check then to track their verse presence. All right. Jack, you really quickly spun up your phone. You start frantically searching Ocean Oaks. So Ocean Oaks is a arcology tower that was in the process of being built, like right at the tail end of the collapse, when things were getting really loosey-goosey, but also markets were really bumping.
They bumping.
They are.
So the company that was building it went defunct. They ran out of cash. They had a problem with whatever their bank was. And their names and properties and etc. were all bought out by Blue Star Corp, who do a lot of land development and desire. As far as you can tell from like normal business records and public information, Blue Star has never really expressed a desire to actually finish the arcology, but also clearly has not yet put it on the like 2-year plan to have it torn down. It's probably still on their 5 or 10-year plan to have it torn down.
Okay.
And you do probably are able, because you got some advantage on that, to dig up that like in society there are posts on like public forums. There are like little tiny interest piece news articles from surrounding neighborhoods that like it is known that there is a gang squat in it, which obviously is the PKs. But that they do not do anything. They run off other like squatters and gangs from getting on their turf. They don't actually, because they're a scav gang and they're interested in the salvage, they don't actually like prey on people outside the boundaries of the tower. So they haven't actually been a problem enough for police to actually be like, okay, get the fuck out of my neighborhood. Or they've not been a big enough problem that Blue Star has been like, we're going to send a fucking black bag tax squad and you're going to die.
But Blue Star would probably like them not to be squatting in their building.
It's true. Also, with a couple of success and a couple of advantage on your end, because I see that Wolf has only rolled a couple of advantaginos.
Yeah, Dallas is still on my luck again.
Axe has stolen both our lucks. I'm only clawing a little of mine back.
you do see some like you just catch some random
Yeah.
like community notes and stuff, some public posts that apparently on certain days at certain times, the PKs basically run what they call a swap meet in the X atrium of the tower. So like they actually like will let like other people like in to a certain area of their hub to like buy, sell, and barter. So like they have a little market set up in the center of their turf, open on certain days. Wolf, you are skimming the verse at the speed of thought. You are correct to like look at dark verse sources for these guys because obviously normally a nice shiny arcology tower is plugged into the verse and has a whole like internal network hub. Ocean Oaks was not finished, so this infrastructure was never turned on. You unfortunately cannot directly track like what sites and sources they are using. You do not find like the hidden address to get into whatever dark web they've set up.
Mm-hmm.
But you are able to hear from a couple of people if you ask about them that it is known on the dark verse that the PKs are, for a scav gang anyway, high rollers because they've got a basement full of old server racks they've stolen or repurposed, which they use to mine cred and pay data. So they are known spenders in the Darkverse world, but you can't actually like pin down their activity.
All right.
I'm having a thought now.
Hmm?
I kind of like hung up. I'll do this as Claymore. I kind of hung up on Joy because I was getting a little steamed. I mean, but some of these things aren't. Some of these facts aren't lining up. Like, it's a scav gang, right? So they don't deal in like capturing people usually, right?
Unless it's
Well,
Unless
not
they're
that kind of
selling the
person.
information
sound like they
overseas.
interacted with outside their territory too much.
Do you want to try and call Joy back?
Yeah.
Guys, I got a weird theory, but you go. See what
All
happens.
right, he dials back. So, are you staying TACNetted in for this, by the way?
For this part, yeah.
Okay, so Claymore launches the call and gets a call back. That same like distorted, scrunkled voice comes back and is like, "Ah, Mr. Not Claymore. I'm kind of surprised. I thought we were all clear."
Nah. We're doing the research. So don't worry. We're coming. I hope your bags are packed, but we need more info. Where are you being held?
Ah, tactical information. Currently, I am positioned in a location that is. There's a brief pause for math. I would say probably what you would normally call a sub basement. They've done a little remodeling down here, the PKs.
Mm-hmm.
I am technically a level under their basement, which contains a lot of servers and stuff, which is currently how I'm able to call you. Don't worry about that, by the way. I have skin link. They don't know that I'm on the phone.
Okay.
Oh, so that takes that idea off.
Okay. It's all right.
Are you TACNetted in right now? Nice. That's 4-bit encryption, 5-bit?
Uh-huh. And okay. And okay. Sorry, brain. Work. Speed up. I need sugar. I don't have sugar. I can't think properly. Fuck.
It's okay. We're almost done. Well, Dallas has to go in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said you got to go, but we'll wrap it up.
All right. So I'm assuming they're at the arcology tower, sub basement, server room. How many of the PKers have you seen recently coming and going? Noises, any like that? Am I gonna have to fight a fucking army to get to you?
No, there's 2 guys on me. Actually, no, there's a 3rd guy outside the room they've got me in. I counted Would you like me to add those 3 I've already mentioned in or not?
Please.
So I counted 27 of them in the building. So, no, not a large army. If you also want me to guess, I'm going to assume the exchange will take place on the roof. I don't know if you've actually... I'm unclear on how if you've actually talked to Dirk any time in the last decade. He usually likes to have his guys insert an exfil via aircraft these days. So probably a helicopter pickup.
I really want to get Dirk, but that's a rooftop, guys. Helicopters. Do I have the... No, probably not. That's
If you're thinking of waiting for the pickup to, like, scoop me, I'm pretty sure that Dirk's not going to show up in person. Just like you're trepidatious about this exchange, he'll be smart enough to fact check that it's actually me first.
And so, okay, for real though, why does Dirk want you?
Oh, that's a really long story that I definitely have fully planned to explain to you, but I do not want to do it over the phone. It's complicated. Trust me. I have inside information. I've got stuff.
Can I make a vigilance check?
Yeah, you can roll vigilance.
You got take the bonus or take the success from TACnet.
No.
Yes, you do technically get an extra success from TACnet. What would this?
Ow.
I mean, I guess if they're just make me an average vigilance check.
Okay.
Also, let me roll some.
I want to do a surprise check and use force personality before.
I don't know.
If you're trying to get a read on if this person's telling the truth, you're not sure. They're like distorted. You can't check any of their normal like stressors and stuff. That's wrong. I'll roll my own check.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Okay.
All right,
Yes.
well-
Then I will resolve this really quick. This, by the way, was Joy rolling vigilance to see if they can pick up on what's Claymore's mood. So Joy says, You cut off the conversation earlier. You're probably wondering, why are the PKs trying to sell me out to Dirk?
Yep.
Well, I will admit it is an elaborate setup on my part, mostly so you can probably punch him in the face a lot. I don't have a lot of liquid cash right now. Mostly I'm valuable in intel, so I had to come up with an incentive to try and make sure you were compensated for a business arrangement. So I just walked up to these guys and ingratiated myself to them, and then I explained how I was valuable to them.
Ballsy. I like it.
You literally cover yourself in butter for the fucking Oni.
So like it's I understand. It's very silly of me, but I'm gambling a lot that you're going to be a contact who's worth all of it. Plus, I can technically extract myself in an emergency.
Oh,
I like this one. I vote we go.
I mean,
we're going. It's like, it's just, again, apparently there's this long, complicated backstory about this.
I guess she owes you a big, long lecture.
All right. All right. Next time we talk, it'll be face to face. See you soon.
Perfect.
Get in,
The
losers.
daughter.
We're going shopping.
Trevor probably has a bunch of kids somewhere in the fucking world he doesn't know about.
Yeah, we're a little shorter session, and this was mostly downtime. Let's call it 15 EXP base.
Can I
You guys been jamming out a lot. What's up?
roll into those actually? But okay, if I do my own streetwise check on the PKs before we call it.
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry. Yes, if you wanted to actually roll on them, yeah.
I just want to actually see what I can dig up because I said I was going to do that. So
Yes, sorry.
all right, let me go just upgrade that 5 times. So one moment.
Oh, I see now why you want to roll it. You did say you wanted to roll, but I see you want to use an ability. Yeah, you can
So that goes up from
jam it out. It's still
yellow
hard,
green to Yeah, it's still hard.
Oh, I also am going to use Mad Inventor before we end because, I
Okay.
mean,
What do you want to build?
I don't fucking know.
2 success to advantage.
Okay.
If I fail Mad Inventor, nothing bad happens.
No.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay. I know
Just
what
don't
I'm
work.
trying to build.
Okay, so the PKs, the Platinum Killers, they're a scav gang. They're pretty well established. They moved into Ocean Oaks a couple of years ago. Previously, it was either like straight up abandoned or was only being poked at by like normal homeless people and squatters. They moved in, they kicked everybody out violently, and have taken over the turf. They do like I said, there's the swap meet bit. Like they're willing to be personable, but they are staunch defenders of their territory. They're big money makers. Besides the fact that, like I said, they have been systematically like peeling apart this arcology like layer by layer for the past couple of years. Pipes, wires, whatever. Fucking the drywall if they can pull it, right? Like just systematically piling this shit up. One you already know about.
What's their market schedule?
I'll be nice because you've rolled this check with advantage. Today's a swap meet day.
Oh, that's
So
actually a good way to get in.
hypothetically, you guys can insert into the atrium. You can't get into the basement for free, but you can at least walk into the building without having to start a fight, and we can go from there. Word on the street that you've heard about is that they are being a scav gang. They are no stranger to being borged up. So you're looking at implants, and they're going to be packing, scavenged guns. They've got enough firepower to hold an arcology against other street gangs. But you've literally counted that there's only supposed to be, 27 of them, an eerily specific number. And the other two big things is one, the thing Wolf was already able to hear about. They've got a basement full of server racks they use to mine pay data. And also, word on the street is that they make a little bit extra money because they are in possession of a source of what is known as PRIMs, PRMMs, plastic recycling micro machines.
Oh,
Recycling plastics is actually like really tough. Generally, plastic companies have lied about how easy it is for years. These are micro machines that make the process easier. They actually like snip some of the bonds in the molecules to make it break down easier. So this means that you can more efficiently break down plastics for recycling, which makes them easier to flip and sell.
that's valuable.
Yes, if you could figure out what their source or their storage on that is, those would actually be pretty valuable. I believe nanomaterials are in the commodities tab. Yeah, pretty good. So
that's like high up. That's the second highest thing you can sell.
Yeah, no, it's up there. So yeah, that's what you get on your check. So they've got some goodies. They're not going to be pushovers, but they're not huge either.
Everyone gets to see what Odin has to do if he has to like literally cram in 2 hours a dossier. So there you go.
You get to watch him build this dossier. All right, that is where we'll pack it up. So we will start with the rescue mission next time on Singularitas Warus.
So, Omega.
Happy Superb Owl, everybody. Yeah, what's up? What'd you build?
To clarify, you said you're okay with me building, because we've done it in the past, you're okay with me building drones with it, right?
Yeah,
As long as they're not
like,
super expensive?
Yeah. What do you got?
I have built an infiltrator drone.
Of course you have. Yes. I like this. All right.
Wolf,
You've got
I guess
a flathead.
then go to Wolf, I guess.
We'll